last session, the earliest point I remember is we were traveling and we came across this little scrunkly criminal dude. We gave him like a full-on background check. We were just like pulling up every bit of past we could find, and some of us wanted to kill him. Others were like, just let the man be, and we let the man be because we brought him with us. And it's fine because he was a fucking badass anyway. Because then we were attacked by like the shambling mound, but it was not so shambling mounding as much as it was dragoning. So then we had to start fighting this thing, and we were fighting. We thought we were fighting, but we weren't because we saw the power of this criminal as it just started nat 20ing so much. We realized that we were the side characters that day. And then, as that was happening, after we didn't defeat it as much as, it flew away. And then we decided to go and explore the forest because we were, like, sensing bad vibes and shit. And, like, corpses and diseases. So we just went in and we just went searching through this forest. And we went in a circle. What didn't feel like a circle, but we ended up on the other side because there was a 25 DC. And then we went back in it again, and this time the druid was leading, and I got a 28. So, everything was looking up for Straladar that day. And then we ended up right back to where we were, because it was a 30 DC. And then, we were like, maybe we can do some other thing. But then they were like, no, we should probably not, because it's clear that we shouldn't go in there. And then we decided that we should just continue our little travels. And yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You nailed pretty much everything. Yeah. You went shopping?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you went shopping. Yes, at the beginning. You went shopping. This is true. So now you all, I just realized I didn't have my document open. Let me open that up. But now you all return to, cut on this real quick. You return to the game. Before you lays a path. The path is sort of warping and contorting as you follow along it for some odd hours. The long, sinister branches of both cedar and spruce form a cursed roof above the road, and the odd droplet of water taps the wagon. The air itself is vile, stagnating, and sickly sweet. But the wagon still continues until you all feel the beats of fatigue hitting you like mallets on a drum. It's clear that you have exhausted yourself for this day. Do you wish to set up camp?
How far from Suncoast are we?
You're probably only you're probably about like a 12-hour travel out from it.
Oh, then okay.
You're pretty close.
Look into the darkness of the woods and see this forest as foul, toiling roots. And I sit. I can feel the air grow cold. The hither of the forest surrounds us. You want to set up camp in this place?
Do you have to do it here? These look like spruce trees.
Spruce trees are a beautiful kind.
Yeah, but they're so dark.
Look, so Aaron looks and he asks, is there a problem with such darkness?
No, I don't mean to insinuate that there's anything wrong with darkness. Just, I don't know. She kind of looks around. It's like just up at the trees.
Koya, my good
sniffles
friend,
a little bit.
You are in company of people who will make sure that the darkness of the trees do not rapture you.
And I'm also in the company of spruce trees. She kind of like takes out a little cloth mask from her bag and she like puts it on.
I'm just gonna like. Can I roll a nature check along the ground?
Yeah, give me a nature check. What are you? Let me ask you. What are you trying to find with this nature check?
So I'm just trying to find with the grass that's around me. Can I like? Like, what is it? I'm about being nerdy here, but it's like you can, with the amount of moisture in a forest, you can tell how much poison there is in there.
Okay.
Wait, would that be survival or nature?
I'd say if you're, I'd say that right now let's say nature.
Cool. That is a 13. Oh, seems I have whispered that roll, but it's a 13.
Yes, a 13. On a 13, you feel around the ground. It's damp. This area is very sort of humid, and like not very enjoyable, to say the least. But the area you've set up for you sort of looked for an area of land that was sort of harder, and like an actual surface, which is difficult to find, but you're able to do it with some amount of success. And it doesn't seem poisonous per se. Like it doesn't seem harmful, I guess.
Okay. Forest is foul, but it is not fierce. We do not have much to fear from the foliage.
I don't fear them. It's just they're terrible gossipers, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Victor and ask. You're a painter, you not?
Yes. Why do you ask?
You paint forests.
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's pretty topic, yeah. So, when I feel inspired, which doesn't happen a lot lately.
We are in a very dark place. Inspiration runs high. Either way, do you want any help with the camp preparations?
Oh, yeah. I guess I will just help you with any of your endeavors, Aaron.
Coolio.
I was kind of just roaming around the camp aimlessly.
Should we put our tokens down?
Yeah, go ahead and put your tokens down wherever you think you guys would set up camp. I know this is a map I've used before, but there is like an 100 megabyte limit on the amount of maps or storage you can
put. No, it's so
put.
bad. Like, I have to, like, shuffle through shit. It's not good.
Yeah.
Unless you get premium.
Yeah,
I should get premium, but, like...
I never got that problem. Weird.
So, I don't know. Yeah, so I just, like, sit down. I'm just, like, take a breath and... decompress.
All right. I'll say, as you decompress from this, you all notice a figure step out of the shadows. If, Pond, you want to introduce your character?
Oh, thank God.
A man who is clad in fine brown leather. Sorry, my text. He's clad in fine brown leathers. He has gold earrings and a gold chain necklace. And he walks towards you at the party as he holds this large, murky compass. And he says, "Ah, there you are. Greetings, travelers. I am Alan Meyer, wizard extraordinaire at your service. But please, call me Meyer."
Maya.
Oh, wizard.
Hello.
What is your business here, Maya?
I am a wizard of sorts, traveling through these lands, and I simply wish to offer my services to such a fine party as yours.
You're a wizard. Interesting. I've
we
always been
famous?
interested by the arcane knowledge.
Yes, well, I'm quite a talented wizard, you'll find. In fact, my particular form of magic is quite unlike what I imagine you would have seen on the continent.
And what form of chicanery is that?
Well, when I was in, and he He walks towards you as the party, and he sits down next to you with a nice smile, and he has a single gold tooth. He says, "It is a form. You see, when I was studying under my wise old master, I couldn't cast a single spell for the life of me, but I had a good teacher, and he helped me form a certain technique, and I use those techniques to cast my spells." And he taps at these rocks that he has on his chest, like a belt in different colors, in jade, ruby, and blue. These are my conduits. And he pauses.
Conduits. And how do you utilize these conduits?
Well, you see, I myself do not possess magic of the ordinary kind. I am not like a sorcerer who has a deep, innate magic. But I'm very good at interfacing. I can... How should I say? I can interact with magical items, and I know how to utilize their essence. And these stones were very particularly made under quite special conditions with me and my teacher of yore. And we devised a system for my very particular niche subset of magic.
As you mentioned that you developed a system, you hear as this about five something feet tall golem, this construct, this amalgamation of materials, rushes up to you, and on its shoulder is a tiny little human-like creature, a pixie, and she lifts down the mask that she was wearing, just a little cloth bandana, and she goes, a system? I like systems. What kind of system?"
What, the magical system, you mean? Much more.
She nods very eagerly.
He stretches out a hand to shake yours, and he says, "And your name is?"
She grabs one of your fingers with both of her hands and shakes it. "I'm Sequoia, greatest pixie there ever was and ever will be." And as she says this, she climbs on top of her scrunkle, on top of her machine, and standing on top of the device, she is quite tall. Well, she isn't. She's a foot big. But on top of the device, she stands at about 6'4". So she kind of like looks down at you as she says that.
Well, I don't doubt that. Sequoia, very pleased to make your acquaintance. Points to your golem. Is this?
Oh yes,
of your own
that's
making?
Sequoia AI. It's my arcane intelligence. I designed it myself actually. It took a long time until I figured out the breakthrough. But you know, Orthrillium, she says very eagerly. It's such a versatile material, really. It really gave it a life of its own.
Oh, it really does.
She nods.
You could say that Orthrillium is my specialty.
Her eyes sparkle, literally.
Quite a fascinating construct you have here. How did you? Well, I suppose that might just.
Yes, she starts like asking how did you. She already starts like going into metallurgy and like fucking smithing works and like the difficulties of like how she had to create something of this size, so she had to like create a pulley system first. And it's just like if you're not gonna cut her off, she will just artistically vent about this for like hours on it. So I mean,
Aaron gives you like a look during this, like doesn't stop her. I think.
Yeah.
I think I will stop her for a sec because like I
And
want to ask.
so then when I put the forge down,
Sequoia.
yes.
1 second. Before we go too deep into introductions.
Right. So then when I put the forge down,
Sequoia.
You said 1 second.
1 minute.
Okay.
Mayor, you said you were looking for us and you want to offer your services. Are we that famous?
Well, actually, back here, you know how the sky has gone out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Are there any rumors that the party has done this?
Are there any rumors that the party has done it? No. As a matter of fact, this party, as it stands, is somewhat unknown.
Oh, oh, thank God.
He will say, well, as a practitioner of the magical arts, I'm always on the lookout for new companions that can teach me things about the craft, and spoke to a couple of people in town over, and I was told of a small band of the magically adept, and well, like attracts like, I suppose. And he gives a smiling nod to Sequoia.
Yeah, right.
From that,
So with chemical metallurgical reactions, it's really about the interlinked connections because it's a craft of metalworking.
Sequoia,
another minute.
Aaron taps you on the shoulder with
she
like a
nods.
finger.
She
he,
like buckles underneath the pressure.
Like looks to. He gives this semi-death glare to Mayor, asking, "And who informed you of that? Who spoke of our whereabouts?"
No one spoke of your whereabouts, I assure you. It was simply rabble and talk of the common folk. You know, people, they say things in bars, but I assure you, it was quite the undertaking to find my way to you. Only my determination and keen magical eye could have got me even close to where you are.
This guy just starts like looking around frantically, like
Aaron, calm down. Traveling with Sequoia and her construct may attract some eyes, you know?
there are people out there who attract more eyes. It's the
Okay.
fact that people know.
I just you made myself really small, and I was like, okay.
Maya looks at you. He looks at you all and he says, I worry that there might be some confusion here. Allow me to just put your fears to rest. And he pulls out a compass. It is this large compass, about the size of his palm. But where you would have normal markings, it is just blacked out. The only thing that you can see is the north compass face. And very near the center, there is there are these very large green blobs that have ripples coming out of them at a regular pace. And he shows you this, and he says, this is an invention that me and my tutor developed over many years. It allows me to detect users of magic and those of inclined towards the arcane. Hence, I was able to find your whereabouts. But this is shall we say, this is a one-of-a-kind device, and it's something really only I know how to use. So, once again, I assure you that there are no, how do I say, devious fellows lurking behind the trees.
Detection of the arcane, one of a kind, and only you can use it. Does it work to crystallography or material characterizations and binding catalytical functions? Is this also made of hydronium? Or what is this even? Common reagents and materials in elevated state for us into the carbonies.
And he just looks at you and he taps the side of his eye and gives you a wink and says, well, that would be a secret, my dear Sequoia, but
She
I shall
is
tell you.
staring. She is staring at this compass. Her eyes are large. She's staring at it like a kid who just discovered candy.
He pockets his compass and puts it into his side bag.
Meyer, I'll say you notice another person with this group. Someone who doesn't seem to be sort of talking very much. Someone you immediately clock to be a thief or someone who is at least skilled in that trade. You can see behind everyone this person right here. I'll just say that right now because I don't think I would have said it otherwise.
Okay. Are they standing or moving or doing anything that's particularly suspicious?
No. As a matter of fact, they seem to have been mid sort of setting something up, with the campfire or with the camp, before you entered, and now they just sort of seem to be like looking at you, warily, maybe a bit cautiously, but definitely not hostilely.
I think Maya will give a smile, and he'll give a smile and sort of stand up a little, sort of gesturing at him like hello, sort of giving a hello kind of smile.
So he just sort of nods.
He walks over and goes, so what are you doing there? What are you doing there, my good fellow?
I was just setting up camp before you arrived.
Well, do you need a spare hand at all?
Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be too opposed to it.
Oh, good. Are we setting up the third set of logs, is it? And he starts moving whatever pieces of wood are on the ground onto the fire.
The Aaron looks at him and kind of just like awkwardly asks him, so what do you want?
Well, I simply wish to offer my services and perhaps enjoy the company of some fine individuals who could help me further my craft.
He shakes his head at that, saying, No, not that. That sounds rude. I mean, what did you want out of, well, whatever this is, life, maybe, just...
What do I want? To be the greatest mage in Xandril. That's the first step.
Craved power. Power is all-consuming, dangerous to ones who search for it. Will it consume you?
Not power, knowledge, understanding.
Ah, my friend, you misunderstand. Knowledge is power.
I agree with
Word.
Strelader on this one. And besides, and she has this mischievous sparkle to her eyes. I know a thing or two about being the greatest. I could teach you a trick or two.
I would be delighted, my dear.
Well, if you're in search of knowledge, maybe you know something about the sky? What do you make of it?
The sky,
Yes, you know, the problem of quite possibly the last month or so.
He's looking up to it, and his hands are behind his back as he stands, and he says, "Well, I think it's quite the disaster. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious to know why 'tis this way, and perhaps meet the people responsible." And he smiles at everyone. But I doubt that day will come. Soon enough.
You seem quite cheerful about it.
Well, one has to look on the bright side of everything, and there's enough things to worry about in the world than just a simple dark sky.
Have you not thought about the effects of a dark sky?
Well, I think that humanity will find a way, and I think that there are plenty of intelligent, capable mages who will find some innovative solution to the problem. So
Yeah, if all the knowledge doesn't get burned in the process, yes.
Magic and those who wield it at such an extent are not working for the interests of the people. I can assure you, my dear friend. Power corrupts us all.
Well, there's truth in that. But I'm optimistic.
Well, if you're willing to help, you're welcome to join.
I would be honored.
What's the harm in another?
We seem to be letting in a lot of people, so yeah, why not?
As long as you don't betray us and or use us for your own evil means,
Skeletor,
I
you can't
am...
betray us. We didn't agree on anything yet.
Never.
Yes, but in the future...
But then we'd
Us-
first have to come to an agreement. She looks over at Mayor.
Maya says,
and-
us mages are few and far between. I value the sorry. It feels like us mages are few and far between. We have to stick together and look out for each other's backs.
I mean, don't look at me, I hardly am one, but some of these folks are definitely more capable. So, I guess I will agree on their behalf.
He's
Well,
smiling at
and
all.
make yourself comfortable.
As long as we do good, I think we'll be fine.
Then good is all we should do.
Then after that, Straldar is going to transform into a squirrel that is on its deathbed and is now going to survey the area.
Okay.
Squirrel with a beard.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah, sure. You know what? Give me a perception check. I don't know why I thought you said Shaladar is going to transform into a horse.
Hans.
So
Horse.
is this Strela Squirrel or
Turn into
Scrolldar?
other things, guys.
Squirrel-dar.
There's Strala Squirrel too.
Scrolldar.
Squirrel Dar.
Squirreladar. All right, so yeah, just give me a perception check real quick.
Yep, just the thing's taking a moment to load.
Just get a better computer. Like, I don't know.
I stay toxic.
Yeah, literally me. Okay, so an 11. Do you have advantage for this as a squirrel?
There is no official squirrel
I don't
stat
think
block,
so.
I'm just guessing to use the cat. I'm using the cat stat block.
Once they
for
use
this,
the rat,
so
but
the
like, yeah.
Yeah, squirrels are
heat
rodents.
Smell. The cat has
Rats,
advantage on
rats.
wisdom perception checks that rely on smell. Is smell gonna help me here?
Yeah, you know what? I'd say so. I'd say the area if you have advantage on it, so then you got the 16 instead.
Yeah, if it relies on smell.
I'd say you can choose for it to rely on smell. You might not get the same information. You might get different information, but still applicable.
I mean, I may as well.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, I'd say on a 16, just sort of rooting around this area, there doesn't seem to be anything hostile in the general vicinity. Nothing immediately, just because the smell of the sort of creatures and the things you faced in the past has been pretty unenjoyable. I mean, even the shambling mound from before had the smell of rotten decay all over it. So the fact that you're not smelling much of that right now is a very good sign.
Okay. Strada will head back to the camp. We'll stay as a squirrel because why not?
Sequoia will get into a moderate amount of Skrunkle-assisted woodcutting to make some nice benches and things.
All right. Yeah, I'd say give me a wood carving check or like a woodcarver's tools check.
I see.
Do you have those?
I should have those. If I don't have them, then
Your collectathon minigame of...
uh,
Want to do
wait, I don't have them. Well, I guess I'm practicing Baku.
Rats.
Which skill would that be?
I'd say that's just probably a dexterity check.
Cool. Just pure dex. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you definitely don't make the most comfortable benches by any means, but you definitely make things that people can sit on and make them actually have, like, you basically cut out like a 90-degree angle in logs.
Yeah, like she's basically just cutting open a log so that it's not like you're sitting on the
Yeah.
bark, right?
And I'd imagine you also throw down maybe a couple like the leather like strips you got as like
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
just throwing down a bit of like cloth on top of it, make
Yeah.
it slightly more comfortable.
Sure. Then yeah, I'd say you can do that totally.
Sweet, we now have a cafe bench.
Yeah, Fey bench. Yes, the anti-homeless Fey bench.
Yes, the anti-homeless fairy bench.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Is there anything else you guys are doing at the minute?
Pondering, I guess.
You're pondering. Okay.
Is giving into his animal instincts and is searching for nuts around the general area.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Straladar finds 17 rare essences looking for nuts.
You won the gacha.
Investigation.
Ooh. Okay. I'd say you're not able to find any nuts. Actually, it seems that this place is devoid of nuts entirely.
No nuts, no balls.
No nuts?
No nuts.
No, that's for you.
Nutless. No nuts.
Shaldog gives up being Squirrel Dar and
So,
transforms
nuts.
back to his normal self and goes to ponder with Aaron.
I guess I will use silent image, a few casts of silent image to make the camp look a little better with the brush.
Okay.
And for Mayers, who is seeing this for the first time, you see Victor has this paintbrush that magically, whatever he draws in the air becomes semi-realistic or an illusion that just stays for a while in the reality before it disappears.
What does he draw?
Just some decorations from like my hometown, which makes like basically making the camp a little more homely.
He said he goes, "Oh, that's very pretty. I don't think I got your name."
Oh, Victor Lilac.
Victor Lilac. Pleased to meet you. And he bows his head, and he says, "Yes, we could do with a few more things to make our little respite here a little cozier." And yeah, he's just gonna do a little spell. He's gonna I think just clean up. Does Victor have a bench or like whatever Victor's area that he's working in? I want to just like clean it up from any moss, dirt, nasty things like that.
Yeah, I'm basically working just around the camp because it was described earlier as like a very hostile environment. So basically, I'm just remodeling the branches around us to make it look nicer and like homely as like a Hellbent forest would be where I come from.
You don't want to just help just clean up the area that he's working on, a couple of the more fucked looking little branches, etc.
I go, oh, thank you. That is much appreciated.
And he says, "'Tis my pleasure." And one of the rocks, the rock nearest to his collarbone, glows ever so slightly as he waves his fingers and casts.
I know you said slightly, but I'm gonna have to. He looks at that just slightly. He doesn't say anything, but he does take notice of that.
How many of these rocks are on your body that we can see?
How many does he have? I would say I would say you can see 6 of them, almost like
Oh,
a
okay, that's a
belt
few.
that goes across his body, and they go from about near the top to near where his waist are. They're relatively small, and they're all spaced fairly far apart from each other.
Okay.
All right. So are you guys setting up camp, taking a long rest?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yes, please.
New spell.
Who's going to be taking watch then?
I'll take watch.
I'll take watch. Am I right?
Instead, I'll take second watch because he wants to do some druidic rituals.
Sure.
You're getting accompanied by a skrunkle.
Oh, we love getting accompanied by a skrunkle.
It stands there and watches you.
All right.
That thing is awfully creepy.
It doesn't respond.
In that case, I'll have Aaron please roll me the first perception check, if you'd like, just to see
Okay.
if you can sense anything. Just sort of staying alert, staying awake.
Please.
Yes!
Let's go.
Natural
Yes.
20. Jesus.
Hey.
You are a brick wall. Nothing gets past you. A fly moves near you, and you catch it with your own 2 hands. In this
Yeah.
in this guard sort of watch.
Nuts.
Yeah,
Is-
you actually
he's
find
almost
nuts
like-
on the ground.
His man is like, as he picks up the acorns along the ground, and he looks at this. It's like, you know how cat's eyes kind of glow in the dark? There's this almost like just crimson glow around his eyes as if he like sees something, he'll just use his arm to kind of like slightly illuminate it. I know that's not how it works, but just I find that cool.
All right. Yeah, totally. And your watch comes to a close. You don't notice anything before you tag
Watch
out.
has ended.
You tag out for Straladar and head off to sleep. Straladar, if you could give me a perception check.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Much like Aaron, you do not notice anything.
That's a very different context, though.
You're just
I
sort
would
of.
also like to, in my watch, to
Uh-huh.
also ritual cast. I would like to ritual cast. Oh, where is it? No, I've got to have it bad. I mean, it's literally from my feet. Detect poison and disease.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I
He
mean,
just kind of sets up this kind of shaman-esque kind of ritual circle around him while he's doing his watch.
you can just sort of see within 30 feet of you, there's a lot of disease. A lot of things are very grimy, very, not very sanitary, I guess. But yeah, wash your hands. But you're just sort of sat waiting for your guard shift to end. You don't notice anything else. Victor, did you say you wanted to take third watch? Because there only need to be 2 watches realistically. You can have a third if you want.
Victor?
Victor,
I can't hear you.
you're muted right now.
Oh my god, sorry. I was speaking. Yes, no, I will take the third watch, yeah.
All right, yeah, totally. You can take third watch then. Straladar, you tag out. Victor, go ahead. Give me one last perception check.
It's a 9.
Okay, yeah, much like Straladar, you don't really notice anything. That seems to be a running theme.
Mostly I just want to, keep an eye on the 2 new members that we acquired today, mainly Maurice and Meyers.
Totally. Then yeah, you do that. Just sort of keeping your eye on them. Staying up. You see the sunrise. Wait,
Do
no,
I?
you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I'm sorry. I don't know why. No, you sort of keep going until the what you can assume to be the end of your shift. And at that point, you would wake everyone up, let them know, I suppose, that the rest is over and you need to get back on the road. Or do you want to stay for another period of time, I guess, in this camp?
I think I'm fine, unless anyone else wants to do anything.
I think I would rather be in a town than this place soon enough, so...
Mhm.
Lovely. Yeah, no, Sequoia's just messing around with her crinkly little parts, assembling and reassembling things.
All right. Totally.
Is there enough space in here for everyone?
In the what? Hmm?
Is there enough space in the carriage for everyone?
The back of the carriage carries 6 people, and the front of the carriage carries 2. So there's 8 spots in total.
Nice.
Okay, good.
And there's 7 of you. So
Where's Ron Burgundy during this?
Ron Burgundy.
No, not Ron Burgundy. I mean, Ron. Dear Ron.
Marcelo?
Ron Barcelo. I'll say
That
since
escalated real quickly.
since he isn't here, I'll just say for him, he's just sort of been doing the heavy lifting in the group. You know, sort of moving.
Like just unnecessarily dissing Strelladon.
yes, indeed. And
Literally,
formulating plans with Sequoia about his future ship.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, totally. All right. So then you guys set out again towards Suncoast.
Sure as hell do.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
With this sort of pep in your step, this sort of determination to get forward, it actually doesn't take you too long before you're able to see almost like a light at the end of the tunnel as the branches that those sort of like gnarled and cursed branches part, and you can see a sprawling town, not quite as sprawling as Summerspire, not quite as large, but still sizable and still a spectacle to behold in this sort of ongoing event. I'll say it's taken you about, surprisingly, it's taken you about 6 hours to get to Suncoast, to where you thought it was going to take you a lot more time. Let me set this. I guess I don't need to have a gate for this, but yeah. So
I'm already missing the.
Hmm?
Sorry, you gone.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So as you approach the city or the town, you get to the gates. You can see these gates aren't definitely worse for wear. Definitely have seen better days, but they still function nonetheless. And you see 2 guards stationed outside that sort of stop your carriage as you attempt to enter the city and say, "Hold, what's your business?"
I look at Victor. He's better at wording things and won't insinuate murder.
I guess I will go to the front and say, hello, we're just travelers coming from Summerspire. We heard there was some trouble in the forest, and yes, we did find the trouble. We were just hoping to, gather some information around town.
I see.
So you can help.
Of course. Very well. Come on through. You see, they open up the gates. These 2 sort of human guards. They're sort of donning this sort of. I'll say, like you. For those of you who were in Summerspire before the events, or during the first session, you would have known of the Helio Guard, which sort of wear these sashes, which indicate what royal family they're aligned with. You can see these guards have similar designs, but their sashes are the sort of deep purple.
Yes, let's go.
And as you enter the town, you're able to see a lot of things, actually. So first off, you can see down the main road here, or not, I guess, yeah, the closest to you, you're able to see what looks to be an apothecary with these tinctures and these sort of like herbal remedies lining even the windows outside. It looks like it's very jam-packed. You're able to see like a leather worker's shop with like a small like stables outside with where there are like cattle, and it looks like someone's herding them. Herding, not hurting. You're able to see down the road over here what looks to be a church with this sort of symbol of 5 lines jutting out of a circle on top of it. You all know that this symbol represents Esnoea, which is the god of nature. but it looks like this church has fallen almost into ruin. It looks to be somewhat damaged by maybe weather, maybe time, maybe outside interference. You're able to not see at first, but hear the clanging sounds of metal on metal from a forge down the street. And you can see sort of around the bend a tavern where a lot of people are collecting. It seems to have the name The Rogue Wave sort of put out on a sign outside of it.
Okay.
Then you can see sort of towards the edge of town what looks to be a small circus with only the main tent being set up and a lot of people gathered outside the entrance of it. And then the last thing you can see, I mean, you can see obviously the docks. There are what look to be lots of sort of shipwrecks of different ships sort of beached on the docks themselves, or right beside the docks, I suppose. And then the last thing you can see is to your immediate right would be a sort of large walled off area. And beyond that area, you can see this large sort of mansion or manor of sorts. But it seems to be heavily guarded, maybe not as guarded as the city like gates themselves, but still has like military force behind it. But that's what you all see.
Okay, nice.
I'm already missing the forests.
Are you sure you were missing those kind of forests?
That's a fair point.
There is an apothecary not far from here. I believe she would be of good company to you.
I
Her
look
remedies
at-
are... Yeah?
No, go ahead.
Looks and he looks at the thing, it's just herbal remedies. My mind is that, but I don't believe the produce of plants will help it. Oh, Straladar, if you are in the mood for such, I believe that would be a nice afternoon.
Yes. Well, I guess that is where I'll head. Oh, I do have one question as he looks at the church and then looks to Sequoia. Earlier, not earlier per se, but maybe earlier in the grand. No. Anyway, yesterday, you mentioned you believed a greater force was in our way to the forest. You know, that brings me the question, Sequoia.
She looks over at
What
you.
is your belief? I'm intrigued. What faith do you lie on?
I'm not sure. It's unlike anything I would ever see or have done. It isn't something that, any of my cousins would get up to, or their distant cousins, or even my non-cousins. She pauses for a moment, and she says, whatever it is, it's smart. Really, really smart. And I don't know what it's thinking like.
And is that your god?
Hmm. She kind of, pushes her teeth together as she says, I'm not that close with that idea. I like
understand.
understanding things, and I don't really understand this.
Only thing to believe is belief itself.
She thinks for a moment, then she nods. Yeah, right. And as you say that, I think she's just gonna get off the cart and start walking for a bit with riding the Skrunkle.
Yeah, Straldar's also gonna start heading towards the apothecaries.
Okay.
Before we all split up, should we take a place to gather up at some point?
Why not the tavern? Is that not where all great adventurers meet up, in the old tales of legends?
Why do I feel the stories of things?
Tavern,
Tales of
got it.
wall and mountains.
Sure, we'll meet up there.
Tavern sounds good.
All right. Well, in that case, if you are all separating to go do your own things, we will move through those motions one by one, if you don't mind.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Before we start, I should ask: are there any groups of people? Are there any people who want to travel in groups, or are you all going separately?
Where's everyone going?
Yeah, that's probably the best question here. Where are you all headed off to?
I wanted to check the circus.
Check the circus. All right.
Sequoia is probably like just headed off towards the forge. Like I doubt she'd even notify anyone that she's leaving in that direction. She just hears clingy metal. She's out. She just head off in that direction.
All right.
I was wondering if there were any no. I don't really know. I think he might just go to the ocean, look at the seaside.
All right.
I would like to know, with my compass,
Hmm.
are there any dots of interest?
Are
Any
there
mages
yes.
nearby?
Are there any mages nearby? I would say surprisingly you don't see any dots.
You would see him pull out his compass, and he would look at it, and it's essentially mostly black. And he looks at it, and he tuts and puts it back.
All right. So in that case, Straldar, where are you headed?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna head to the apothecaries to like hang out with the person there. It's like Aaron said, it sounds up Straldar's street.
All right. And Meyer, where are you headed?
Maya will head to the tavern, I think.
Okay, sure. I'd say Straldar, you'd notice Mirez sort of tag along with you silently. But we'll start with Victor. As you sort of walk down these sort of streets, I'll say also a thing I completely forgot to mention, but is somewhat important. You guys, before you all entered the town, or while you entered, you noticed that a lot of this sort of architecture was simplistic, not quite primitive, but not quite as advanced as the rest of the nation, because you all would know that this is the first human settlement in Xandril. But a thing to note, though, is that the manor and the walls surrounding it seem to have this sort of Gothic architecture, sort of more modern. Kind of almost clashes with the rest of the town.
Interesting.
And then let me pull up the music. I'll just. All right. So, Victor, as you travel down the road towards the circus, I'd say like the crowd you saw earlier wasn't quite it didn't look like a crowd of, how should I phrase it? It wasn't like a crowd of customers or things like that. It just sort of seemed like a bunch of people gathered around it. And as you sort of get closer and closer, you can see that a lot of these people gathered around the tent aren't customers or aren't normal people, but in fact look to be sort of performers and the sort of types that would stay with a circus. And you can see them sort of talk amongst themselves. If I can switch over. Here we go. As you can see,
that's so nice.
You can see just the main red and white tent is open, and you can see these people collected and look to be sort of doing mundane activities outside, and sort of seem to be guided by this what looks to be sort of jester, or almost like a a contortionist sort of jester-looking fellow. You can see they're sort of like telling people, okay, like someone walks up to them, they say, okay, go do this, go do that. You can notice this sort of character has a stark white sort of mask over their face, and they seem to have this sort of more elongated body. But they sort of acknowledge you and they walk up to you. Hello, can I help you?
So before I answer this guy, I just kind of look at the circus because I also have traveled
course.
with a circus a while back, so I just wanted to see if there was any resemblance in it or the faces that maybe travel with this one that may have already met.
I'd say the people you see here and any sort of I guess resemblance you could have gathered, you don't see. These look to be fresh faces, fresh like new people.
Huh.
So that's as much as you can gather.
I say to this individual, good. I think morning. I can't quite tell. Just traveling. Wanted to check out your circus. Is it? It seems fairly new. Are you still setting up?
Oh no, we are actually trying to leave. We set up in this town about 3 weeks ago, right before you see they sort of look up. That happened, and
Right.
now it's gotten a bit harder to leave this place. We need to do it soon because you see they sort of look over to some of the people working. We're running low on food, water, money, supplies. Normally we don't stay in a town for this long because it's bad for business. It stagnates after a while.
Sorry to hear that.
It's quite all right. It's just very dangerous out there. I don't want to risk losing any of our members to anything unforeseen out there.
Oh, absolutely. About that, and I just kind of say to him, like, our unfortunate encounter on the way here, and suggest that they try to avoid that road, at least for a bit.
Yes. We are somewhat aware of the events in the forest. That's part of the reason why we are not leaving quite yet. You wouldn't happen to know...
Do you know anything more about it? We were, me and some friends were trying to investigate it, but we seem to have come to a loss at some place of the forest.
I can't say I know too much about it. It started as soon as we got here, but I don't know. It's not my area of expertise, I suppose.
I see. Would you know anyone that maybe could have some more information? Somebody that maybe went to visit the circus?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I believe there was a scout stationed here from Summerspire. I believe she took some troops into the forest itself. She did return, but alone.
Do you have maybe a name, or where could I find this person?
I believe she's all but abandoned her duties now. I believe she works at, or not works at, but I believe she stays at the tavern.
I see. Well, thank you very much.
Hold on. If you're investigating the forest, then you are strong, like you are a strong individual. Then.
Hardly, but we have a big group. So strength in the numbers.
As I told you, we need to move soon. I regret asking you this because it seems like you're so busy, but I would be willing to pay you if you accompanied us out of the forest to ensure that none of our supplies, equipment, or people got damaged.
Well, let me give me a few minutes. I will consult with the others, and
Of course.
I'll be right back.
Of course. We aren't leaving for a couple more days anyways, because we need to pack up all of our things, but
Good.
yes, of course.
What is your name, so I can, ask for you if I don't find you?
Right. You see, they sort of lend a hand out and they say, I am Maytag.
Maytag?
Maytag.
Maytag. My name is Victor.
Victor. Well met.
I do a little bow
Hmm.
and say, well, I guess I'll just be right back.
Very well.
I would love to help.
All right. So you're going to head to the tavern now?
Yes.
In that case, we will move on to... Let me just pull it up. Sequoia heading to Forge.
Yes.
As you sort of enter, you can see a lot of it's very clearly like a weaponsmith and like making like armor and like items of war, pretty much first and foremost. And you can just see this stumpy little dwarf with like a very like big red sort of ginger beard tied up in knots, just hammering away at what looks to be full plate of armor, or at least a piece of it. For a solid maybe 15-30 seconds before he sort of looks over and says, I'll be with you in a moment. And you see sort of puts the
Sequoia kind of calls back like, "Oh yeah, no rush. I'll find it." As she's kind of
sorry.
looking around the forge.
What do you mean you'll ma'am, do you require assistance with anything?
No, I'm perfectly good, thank you. She's looking around for like the open flames and the like
Right.
smithing tables here, and she'd kind of just like have the Skrunkle walk over to like his workplace, and she'd start taking these hefty steel ingots from
Okay.
her tool belt.
Right.
And she's just kind of acting like she lives in the place, or she owns it, just
So
completely...
he's currently working at those tables, though.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah,
so. It's a bit hard to find a place to work yourself.
Yeah.
I'll say, why don't you give me like a flat charisma check to sort of go without raising any alarms.
Right. To see if I could just blend in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here you go, that one.
Oh.
And she basically like
Checks
fucking
out.
walks up to the man and just shoves like some of his stuff off the bench, I'd imagine.
Yeah, totally. You sort of like, again, it seems clear that he was working on some plate armor. You just shove the work in progress, like the helmet, like half of the chest plate. You just shove it all off, like with this loud clang.
Yeah, it's just there's like bang as like all her like fucking the ingots she wanted to work on like clang down onto the table.
You
And
see,
then she's just and then to add injury to the insult, she's just like, now where are the coals here?
you see that the dwarf looks over and says, "Oi, what the?" You see, it sort of walks over to you. What are you doing?
She kind of says, "This is a forge, right?"
Yeah, it's my forge.
Ah, that's nice. I'm gonna do some forging too.
If you want to rent out this space, I'd allow you to, but first you must let me finish my tasks and clear out this area.
You want me to help clear out the area, and then I can forge?
No, I will do it myself. Thank you very much. And then I would be more than willing to let you work.
But if you just let me work, then you don't have to clear it out first.
I'm not going to let you work in the area where I'm working. Is this your first time in a forge? Like, you don't have...
She kind of looks around. No, I've been in a forge before. It and she kind of like gestures around broadly. But is it? And she kind of looks over. Do you have problems with other people being in your forge? She kind of leans over top of her Skrunkle.
How could you tell?
I I just get the impression that, I don't know, maybe you're a bit sheltered or...
Please leave.
She kind of cocks her head to the side and she's like, but I was going to work on something for a friend. I can't do that if I leave.
That's very nice. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Please leave right now.
Oh, I don't think I will. She's
you
just
see,
like,
you see, he starts sort of trying to push the sequoia that you have.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
starts sort of pushing that out.
it like shakes around a little bit.
Right.
She's just like, looking around at this place, it is quite modest. Are you the only one who works here? Are you the only smith? Wait.
Sequoia, can you give me a contested strength check with your scrunkle?
Yeah, sure. And she's kind of like pointing around, looking at things, and she's like, oh, did you make that shield? Here is strength or athletics, which one?
Ooh, strength. Just pure strength.
Okay. That's an 8.
Oh, wow, you guys tied. Okay.
If it were athletics, it would have been in 10.
Sorry, what?
Nothing.
Okay. You see, you're sort of at this impasse of where you can't move without, like, your scrunkle can't move, but it's also not getting pushed out.
And
like,
she's just like, oh, I totally forgot to introduce myself.
I don't
mind my manners.
I don't care about your name. Please leave my establishment.
And she kind of pouts at him. She's just like, but it's such a nice establishment.
Yes, I know, it's mine. Now, you see, as he's got his sort of back to the scrunkles, just sort of trying to push it out. I know, it's mine. Now, please go.
Did you build all of it? And she kind of looks around.
It's a family-owned shop.
Oh, that's really interesting. She kind of takes out, like, a bunch of tools from, like, her tool belt of holding. And she just produces, like, these pixie-sized forge tools. And she just shows them, and she's like, so I used this before working on, the bubbles here. And she kind of pats the machine that he can't, like, cooking push around. But as you can see there, I'm not working on something pixie-sized right now. It's for a friend, so I kind of really do need to use your things.
Yeah, and I really need you to get out of my fucking shop. Please go.
All right. And she gives Sequoia a hammer, and she goes, all right, you know what to do. And she just, like, hops off and gets going.
What do you mean going?
She just starts climbing down the bots. As she will stand, like, just outside of the store. And then she will just, like, give orders to her little robots on, like, what to do.
Okay. Yeah, alright. What's your robot's AC?
15.
Alright, good to know. So what order did you give first?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your first order to it?
My first order is just, like, make sure the forge is warm, have it go over there.
Okay.
She's basically just using it as her own hands from a distance to do the smithing, because,
Sure.
she's not in there anymore.
So then that would be a 16 to hit?
Yeah, that would hit.
Okay.
He's kicking it.
6 plus 30. You see it takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you just hear from inside a loud whang as what you can imagine to be a hammer striking this creature would sound like, or construct, I should say.
Hey, everything okay in there? She kind of calls out.
What's your next order to it?
My next order,
Yeah.
which would be something like, fucking, I don't know. What would my next order be? Let me just think. Fix that up, as she's just gonna have the thing do a little bit of self-repair.
Okay.
Try not dropping it on the anvil next time.
Is that an action or bonus action?
This is a bonus action for me to
Okay.
have it use its action.
Is it a bonus action to also command it?
No, that's my bonus action to make it do this, basically.
Right. Is it? Yeah, no, I get that. And then is it a bonus action to command it to do another thing?
Yeah, no, this is just what I'm commanding it to do.
Okay. Okay. It is going to.
As it just, I basically imagine it like will just hold itself over the flame and like kind of smooth out the dents that just got into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. That would be. Oh, that's only a 13 to hit.
It's just like, so it's this clanging noise, right?
Mhm.
And she's just like, yeah, that's the stuff. Just keep working on that for
Oh,
about
my
an hour or
Tom,
so.
how did I miss that?
Yeah.
All right. What's your next order to it?
You know, just make sure the iron is hot.
Okay, get the iron out.
Yeah, just get the iron out, you know.
Sure. That's only a 9 to hit.
Yeah. After that, I mean, I guess I'd want to be get that stuff nice and hot. You know, get it ready for smelting.
Okay. Yeah, totally. That's 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that would be 8 damage.
Cool. It's kind of calls out like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, just keep hitting it.
How durable is this thing?
I made it myself actually. It's based in Earthrillium. I have some with me if you want to see.
13 to hit.
That misses.
All right, what's your
And
next command?
she'll just like start ranting to the smith like what she used to like craft it basically, while like also going in between and being like, oh yeah, just make sure that like you know you get the edges right, need the pattern.
That's 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 3. Oh, that's only 4 damage.
Cool.
Okay, continue.
Continuing. And she's kind of just standing there, and she's like, "Huh, I kind of can't see what's going on in there. Can you bring the anvil, or can you bring the anvil outside?"
What's the carrying capacity of this thing?
It's a medium creature with 14 strength,
Okay, so that is what, 140 pounds?
something like that.
Okay. You actually don't see anything. It, strangely enough, does not bring this anvil out here.
Huh? It's not
Yeah.
dragging it.
It's not dragging it.
Huh? Interesting. Well,
Do you
you
look?
did ask nicely, but I guess I'll just look inside you.
You look inside. You can see the construct trying to pick this anvil up, and the dwarf sitting right on top of it, just looking at dead in the eyes as it like as this dwarf like basically gives this glare of death to this thing and says, "I will not be bested by some construct."
As Sequoia's just like, hey, get off Bubbles. That's
Get
my
it
Bubble.
out of here! It's gonna make another attack. That's a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
3. That is 9 bludgeoning damage.
It breaks Bubbles.
No.
Oh no.
You see, with one hammer blow straight to this thing's head, it completely takes it clean off. As the dwarf
Bubbles!
picks up like what's left and throws it outside onto you, and says, "Get out of my shop!"
She'll scoop everything up into her pixie tool belt of holding. She's gonna take a look at this and just make a mental note to herself that that dwarven blacksmiths are evil.
Racial profiling, yes.
Racial profiling. Yep.
All of them.
Okay. Sequoia is going to do the walk of shame back to the rest of the party at the tavern.
All right. Yeah, totally. Okay. In that case, we will move on to. What do I have here? Aaron at the docks, or the coast.
The coast. Okay. He starts walking around a bit as he kind of like has his looks to him, but like looking around at all of the people and the boats before he goes to a pier edge, like around here.
Okay.
As I might as well place my token, like.
Alright.
Oh god. I will just put it here then. It looks out into the open sea as he just begins to remember his family. He remembers Rainy and all of that, but he also does remember Ron saying he wanted to buy a boat as he looks at that, and he's not too sure how he feels about Ron. He doesn't like the insult Stralado, but he also thinks Ron's funny. What would I... As I do that, I'm actually going to do one thing. He takes a silver coin from his like pocket, and he's going to throw it into the ocean. So giving a good luck from the seas.
As you do this, you hear from behind you. That's good money you just wasted there, you know?
There are more important things than money, as he looks back at the man, or the person.
You see behind you this sort of middle-aged, sort of older-ish, half-elven woman, who seems to be, sort of dressed up in a, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like captain's garb, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And you see, by her side is like these two, scimitars. She says, "Well, to each their own. We all have our own superstitions. What brings you to the docks?"
Sea keeps my mind clear.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's been harder to keep my mind clear with all the damage that's been happening recently, but nevertheless, it's a calming sight.
Yeah. As he, like, cracks his knuckles a bit, looking into the oceans. It's nice that there's just nothing there. Just ocean. Sea. Worries of the rest of the world. But I'm going on a tangent as he looks back and asks, "And why are you here?"
Well, honestly, I'm just looking for some more crew. We're planning something.
And what is that something?
Well, I don't know if it would interest someone like you. You seem pretty in your own world. No offense.
He gives like a little smile and he looks and says, "You're not wrong. I think there's a quality to looking past what is and even what could be. You're just looking within." But whatever. I even still would be quite interested as he looks back.
Well, I'm sure you've noticed the shipwrecked ships.
As he looks back and says, "Yes, I am aware of them."
Yeah. You know, it wasn't happening before this. I mean, this strange whatever the hell's going on with the sky. We pride ourselves on being pretty good navigators, but I mean, we should be able to, even with this. I mean, we've navigated in denser fog than this, but I don't know. Look, I'm planning to take a few of my men out. Any more hands I can get a hold of to investigate the waters farther out. Make sure there isn't anything malicious about them than there already is. But to do that, I need, hands and people, which there seems to be a shortage of. Excuse me.
Yeah, he nods. Along with this campaign B.
Not too long. Just go in, get out. Just sort of surveying the area. Shouldn't take us longer than a couple days.
Couple of days. Yeah, begins to think about the slaves at North. He's just like imagining it's like the couple of days there is any more days for that. There's a deep pit in his stomach, but he also kind of realizes that boat traveling would be far faster than going on land. And I want to ask, where was that happening again? Just making sure.
Where was what happening? The
You know, with like the
right.
slaves.
Yeah, that was happening in Hillcrest.
Question.
Would
He looks and asks, if I have a group of people that I'm traveling with, quite capable fighters, and we have specialities of sorts. After our involvement in this, my only request would be whatever is given for it, and would you be able to drop us off at Hillcrest?
Hillcrest, eh?
Yes.
What business you got there?
Emancipators.
All right, well, you know what? I'm itching to get out of there, so yeah, if you solve our problem, we'll solve yours.
Smells, and he puts his hand out, and he said, and he was about to before saying, "I just need to make sure that the people I am traveling with consent to this."
Right. Yeah, totally. Take all the time you need. We aren't going anywhere, hopefully.
Nods and also, I never asked your name.
I never asked yours, so the feeling's mutual. I'm Valna.
Hi, Velma. Name is Aaron O'Hearn.
Aaron O'Hearn. Fancy name.
Yes, parents were bards.
Well. Alright, well then, in that case, take all the time you need. I'll be here.
He is going to, he goes and he's going to go back to that. Oh, it's so much more amicable than having your Sequoia AI destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I'm
seething
just
and coping.
imagining a Sequoia there just like, no!
No, my little Strunkle!
It's gonna take her a while to actually get back to the tavern when she's on foot, because that's like a mile.
Would you were going to the blacksmith and...
Here, let me pull up the Suncoast map if you...
Okay.
I believe the blacksmith and the docks are actually pretty close. Yeah.
And so, as I'm walking back, would it be funnier if I...
Yeah, you just see a little bit of... Basically, I don't think you see Sequoia first, you just see like her suspicious pixie trail dust. But it's much denser than normal, because she's been traveling a lot slower, so it's much less spread out.
Looks at this, and I'm guessing I can hear like the sound of like a bell.
Yeah, almost like
Okay.
a chime even.
Yeah, chime as he just... Goya, why aren't you on the con? As he's like looking around and he
And you'd
like
see
the-
her like on foot, basically, like a little slumped over.
Goya, you hear something approaching you at rapid speed.
She turns around to see this giant.
You get basically scooped up in somebody's hands. As he sees you and asks, Sequoia, you were right.
Oh, it's just you. I thought I had to kill someone. Yeah, no, I'm fine, but Bubbles on the other
he
hand,
gives you a little hug, like it's not safe to be walking on the streets.
it really isn't. I need to repair Bubbles. Something happened, and she
Into Bubbles.
has a look in her eyes, and she's like, Aaron, I wanted to get you something, but it all went terribly wrong, and I think the only way that I can get it for you is... And she looks around. We break into the blacksmith at night, and we steal his anvil.
He thinks about this for a second, having no basis of how awful of an idea this is. He goes, yes, that would be a good idea.
She's just like, I carefully thought it through. It's flawless. It's fail-safe.
Aaron, you!
And she's
you're not
just
even
going over
wrong.
this. And she's going over this, and she's just like, I'm not allowed to be in his place. But if you go in there and grab the anvil, then I can make sure that we heist it out. And she taps her tool belt. You just load it in here.
Did
You'll
you
be able to
want
carry it.
Did you want to make me?
She kind of looks over. What?
You said you were making something for me.
Oh, yeah, that's what I need the anvil for.
Okay.
And a large open flame. But
He'll look and he says, "We'll be able to get the anvil then. Go at the cover of night." Also,
she nods. Yeah.
he looks again and says, "How would you be interested in going into the high seas?"
The high seas. And she kind of thinks for a minute.
I met this group of, or this captain. She had business with malicious things brewing within the water.
You know,
And-
I was with this fisher once, and it was a really great time. I like water. I like it a lot.
He looks again. He says, "Well, oh, that is one person set out. So he just bless you.
Sorry.
He gives like a bless you to Sequoia because that is how Sequoia sneezes.
Oh, it is definitely how she sneezes.
As,
She'll be like, I'm kind of allergic to violence directed necessarily at me and my belongings.
Alright, this
He just gives you like a little hug, just like it's all right.
Thank you. She's just gonna hang out with you for a little while. As
Cool.
she's gonna take out a bunch of pixie-sized tools and do a bunch of pixie-sized.
My
Snorkeling.
plan at the
Yeah.
moment is to basically
Yeah, and also we
We-
just discuss
we do
a
the
little bit
theft
for the
and
heist. Yeah.
please don't tell me this is the second coming of Stinky Pete.
No, it's up to you. If you stinky Pete and random
it's-
blacksmith, then you really are Titania's son. Like,
Oh
It's,
god.
Yeah. So my plan is we go. I'm gonna go back to the. So I'm gonna try and find everyone. My plan is to get that anvil.
yeah, I give you a bag of holding. You slip it in there, and you get out.
I slip it in there. Okay,
Yes.
lovely.
All right. In that case, we'll move on to Straladar. If you two don't mind.
Okay, Streladar will walk down the street towards the apothecaries. What does the apothecaries look like?
Well, it's funny
Like
you
the
ask.
Exterior.
Oh, the exterior. Yeah, you can see it's looks sort of like a general shop, with that sort of like the sort of rectangular shape of the building, and then the front window looks like it at one time did show the interior, but at this point has been stacked like so high with like different like bottles and items and herbs and remedies and things like that it's almost impossible to see inside. You can see like a wooden door to the right of this sort of window, though.
Okay. Is this door is shut, right?
The door is shut, but you can see light
Okay,
coming
Streladar
from the inside.
Okay. Streladar will knock 3 times using his staff against the door.
You hear a voice from inside. Yes, come in.
He will slowly open the door and walk in. What does he see?
Well, let me show you. This is this is what you would see. Oh, wait, I did not make this a map layer. Hold on, there we go. This is what you would see. Basically, a bunch of different items and like basically stuff that like alchemists, weirdos who like heal people would use. You can see like numbing agents, different like berries, different like roots, things like that. And you can see behind what looks to be a very crowded counter is this little sort of young gnomish man who greets you with this sort of smile and says, well, hello, how can I help you?
I recently entered the area and became aware of an apothecaries, and as a herbalist myself, I have taken quite an intrigue to such a place. I'm merely just curious about the general goings on here.
Well, there isn't a lot of goings on. People aren't really interested in this kind of stuff. I mean, most people anyways. They are more interested in the flashy stuff, the blacksmiths, the tanners, things like that. They don't have much respect for the fine arts of medicine making.
It's people don't appreciate what they can't live without.
This is true. You seem very weathered. Do you have any interesting stories?
Interesting stories. Why, yes. I recently been part of this small traveling group of quite interesting youth.
You
It's
see,
interesting.
you see, as you're
Oh,
like, as you start saying this, like, you see this gnome sort of pull out a like a sheet of paper and like a quill and dips it in some ink and says, "Continue."
you know, you would like someone that I travel with very, very much.
Well,
But yes, we have been traveling to find a various amount of stuff. Something to do with slaves, bodies, and forests, and
oh dear.
ooh, it's exciting. Something I really wish I used to do in my youth. I wish I did this instead of wasting my life. But don't let me blabber on. I'm just an old fool.
No, please take as
But
much time as you like. This is all very good stuff.
I, well, if you don't mind me inquiring, what, why are you so curious about such goings on?
Well, the job of my family is primarily to sell these sort of tinctures, but more important than that, we, well, up until recently, had a storybook collected a myriad of different travelers' experiences. It was really something. Uh, it's gone now, though. But I I can regale you one of the stories I've memorized if you'd like.
I am intrigued. Please go on.
All right. It's called The Minstrel's Might. Uh, so, once upon a time, there was a very talented performer. He would travel from town to town performing and making friends wherever he could. As he was leaving a certain town, though, he was warned about a fearsome creature guarding the forest which he planned to travel. The minstrel thought nothing of this. Monsters were bedtime stories, after all, meant to keep children from wandering where they shouldn't. So he traveled down a long and lonesome road for several days and several nights. He thought himself safe, until one night he heard flapping, like from a large bird. In an instant, the monster descended upon him. It was a nightmarish dragon, whose scales were as green as the leaves on the trees, and whose claws were as sharp as a dagger. The dragon taunted the minstrel, telling him that he was a fool for treading on his land. The minstrel, however, having memorized many stories about dragons and the like, knew that above all else, they were prideful, so he gave the dragon an offer. You can kill me here and let both of our stories go unknown, or you can let me free and I will tell tale of your power, your wisdom, and your cunning. You will be more feared than the king himself, and no doubt people would make offerings to appease your greatness. The dragon thought to himself, he was cunning, was wise, but above all, he wished to be feared. So he let the minstrel go, and in return, he would be dreaded as a powerful and evil being that none should oppose. And the minstrel did just that. He went to each of the towns he had any reputation in, and told them of a beast that killed soldiers, hoarded gold, and spat upon the graves of all those who defied him. Eventually, he'd gotten enough people riled up that they pushed an offensive, sending knights, foot soldiers, and even a local prince who had become enamored by the minstrel into a battle against the monster. At the end, the creature fell, and the people reigned victorious, splitting up the dragon's horde and bringing in a new age of wealth, and the minstrel lived happily ever after.
Ooh, I love stories with a good ending. Not enough of those these days. But many stories are just beginning.
Indeed.
I'm curious though, who was this story told by? You said this
Uh,
was told by an adventurer. Was this the minstrel, the prince, or a miscellaneous knight?
it was told by it was a strange fellow. He came in not too long ago, but he had a strange air about him. He had an instrument with him, a sort of feathered cap. Very, very charming, but didn't stay for too long.
Hmm. Well, that's quite interesting. Perhaps, are you sure this dragon fell? Was this in the nearby area, actually? This is
I I do not know. I mean, I think it's just a story. Maybe there's some truth to it, but none that I can see.
true. Reminds me of the stories my pa used to tell of his old adventures. Oh, when life was so simple. There is one more thing, actually, I would like to know.
Hmm.
I'm curious about. Do you know ways of curing ailments?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Parade? You cut out.
Sorry. Do you know ways of curing ailments and diseases, especially powerful diseases?
Well, if I couldn't cure diseases, I wouldn't be much of an apothecary, would I?
Ah, yes. Ask stupid questions and yeah. Sorry, my bad. I just needed a good segue. Do you know of the plant Atrazexiphus?
I I feel ashamed, but I can't say I do.
It was worth a shot. No mind, just the mutterings of an old fool. It was nice talking to you. Perhaps once my tales are done and I am finished with these quite interesting adventures, maybe I'll return, regale you with what happened, if I am still around, that is.
Oh, I'd like that very much. I wish I could log it in the storybook, but. Hmm. Very well. If you must be on your way, then I bid you farewell.
It was good seeing you. A good luck with your medicine. I hope you get noticed more for your great acts as he leaves the shop.
All right. And do you head back to the tavern?
I'll head back to the town.
All right. So it seems everyone is finished all they want to do in the city before heading back to the tavern. Is this correct?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, you all can place your tokens down here. You can see this tavern, well, as you all enter, is this sort of more, like, it is definitely simplistic, but it looks like it's been sort of patched up in the years and sort of reinforced. You can see sort of a lot of wood paneling, a lot of wood, what do they call it? Like wood pillars almost, connecting and sort of keeping the building upright. And as you enter, you can see an older sort of halfling fellow in his, I'd say like probably mid 60s. He has this sort of, or probably mid 50s, with this sort of like graying brown hair. Seems to be like pouring out drinks for at least like 3 different people. This seems to be a very popular place at the minute.
Does he have a beard?
He does not have a beard. No, this is not Erich. No, I never insert any of my characters into the story. Only other people's.
Yeah, so
Yes, yes.
look around, seeing
Where's Mayors, by the way? There he is.
I'm gonna look Stralager and ask, did you find anything useful at the herbalist shop?
I found a good story, and that is all one can ask of life. A good story.
As he looks at the 2 of you and he says, I was offered a job with, or at least like a group was, going to sea to check out some, it says there is supposedly malicious things within the sea, and it would be a mighty help if we were to do something about it, but another more useful thing about that is we would be able to get to what is it? I've forgotten the name.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest, yes. And we would
Well-
be able to. Oh, note that down. I've noted that down. Hillcrest. Be able to get to Hillcrest easier.
Oh,
well,
that is awesome.
and it sounds like a good story. And as I said, that's all we need.
Speaking of jobs, I was roaming around the circus and I thought to one of the guys there, and they said they had trouble leaving because of the things that is haunting the forests. And if we help them, they actually even pay us. Seeing how that is, kind of on the way on what we were doing, might be nice.
I have no
They,
complaint.
they don't have to. He looks and he says, so Baku, she
Yeah?
said they're not leaving for like a couple of days, didn't she?
This is correct.
Okay, cool. He looks says, "Oh, if we do the one you were requested of first, then that means that we can leave with the one that I'm doing, or with the ones at the sea."
I've been told to look for a ranger around here, and I look around the space of the tower.
Just give me 1 second.
Yes, of course.
I forgot to make a token for it, so I'm just doing that real
Where
quick.
we meet Umbra.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
Umbra, yes, it's me.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just. You actually, yeah, you do see not quite someone you would expect to fit a ranger's description, but in this sort of table sitting alone, you let me fucking drag it out. There we go. You do see a person just sort of sitting back, throwing back like a sort of a drink, looks over to you guys, and sort of meets your gaze, Victor.
I just lean into the group. I think that might be the person we're looking for. I'm probably gonna go speak to them. If you guys want to join me, that's fine. So I don't have to relay the information to you. Bring Mayor with you if he's interested.
Might as well.
I just kind of make my way over.
I do look to Sequoia actually about the whole plot, and I'm kind of realizing, oh yeah, it's very logistically feasible. We can do this.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad that you're so smart to realize that there.
So, what are you guys doing then? Let me ask.
An epic heist.
Right, but like,
I mean-
what are you guys doing right now?
Planning
Like
the
right
epic
now,
heist.
like
You're planning the
on
heist?
Gasharo?
Okay.
No, I mean she's just kind of being real hush hush to it with it to Aaron right now. She's just kind of like, alright, so you need to know the blacksmith. He's dangerous. Take a look at what he did. And as she says this, like which table are we like currently occupying, Aaron?
Let's say we're occupied. We're in the corner.
Yeah, we're in the corner. We're like
Wait,
brooding
no,
in the
do
corner
it
over
here
here.
because that's more better. We get a carpet. It's nice on my feet.
Oh yeah, it's nice on your feet. Sequoia is going to take her little pixie-sized tool belt, and she's gonna just hold it upside down and shake it. And like the beheaded Sequoia AI is gonna like plop out of it and like crash onto the floor incredibly loudly. Right? It's just metal banging pipe noises. As she just goes,
Oh my god, what was that?
"He's dangerous. So be careful if you're gonna go in there, okay? You just take this, and as you can see, it can fit a lot of stuff in there. And she kind of,
Maya
And,
catches.
I can
Maya
open up
looks
the door for you. You go in there and you grab that handful, and maybe a bunch of coal for a fire.
Also, like he puts up his arm and he like subtly kind of like sees veins glowing a bit as he looks says, "If he is dangerous, then will be prepared.
She nods. I trust you, Aaron. I believe in you. Together we can do this. And after that, back I'm gonna spend the spell slot to just like spend a few minutes like repairing the Skrunkle and like resurrecting it.
Okay.
So
Um,
she
you-
just starts to like work on this thing, pulls out her goggles and starts like reattaching the like wiring and the Trillium like components that are just like inside of its like neck basically.
Sure.
With the
Um,
massive noise that you made
Yes.
earlier,
Yeah.
Sequoia,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maya looks over from his compass and he walks over and sits at your table with a full drink and
Uh-huh.
watches you work on your Sequoia AI.
I'll make sure that, and as she's going through it, she's like, all right, let's make sure that I get this oh, and then she like taps the side of it. That explains why the thaumaturgic chamber kept malfunctioning. Aaron's cooking was in there. And she like starts like pulling it apart, and it's like, I think it tried eating your cooking, Aaron. I didn't tell it to do that.
I kind of get closer also because of the noise and look at the decapitated Bubbles and say, Bubbles, what happened?
Sequoia looks over at you with just pure grief in her eyes as she's like, a crazy dwarf.
A crazy dwarf
She nods rapidly.
in the middle of the city.
She nods rapidly.
Have you dealt with him? Has he been arrested or something?
She's like, yeah, we're dealing with him. And she like nods fiercely.
Wait, is he still around then? Can you tell me what happened?
Well, basically, I was just working on a gift for Aaron, and he started
Right.
beating up Skrunkle, my Bubbles, and and she starts like stammering, and she's like, I don't get people sometimes. It's
Maya.
So-
Sorry.
So were you in a forge then?
She nods. I was forging, yeah.
And
And he just
just-
attacked me. Well, Bubbles. He attacked Bubbles. He asked me to leave, and I did, and he kept going.
oh no.
She nods.
Maya looks at Sequoia with this dark, concerned face, and he's like, "The forge, was it?"
She nods.
He
But-
says, "Right."
Yeah.
I'll
Aaron
be-
and I have a way that I can still work on my crafts with that dwarf around. But it's gonna
Oh.
require a little bit of finesse.
You stay
Sequoia.
here. You focus on Sequoia. I'll be back in a little bit. And I'd like to have Maya make his way over to the forge.
You see, like Sequoia's fingers start to twitch already.
I just kind of go pale with both Mayor's intervention and Aaron's also like was about to do something.
Or he kind of realizes, oh my god, he's gonna kill him. Like he would have done it, but like
Yeah.
he just looks at Victor and says, "Sorry, Victor, just."
Yeah.
Leave this to the adults, Victor.
As he's gonna just go back to the child. As he's gonna, I don't like Bond. Would you rather I don't come or?
I mean, I feel like Aaron and you together would make a very dynamic duo. Paul.
Very interesting too.
Oh,
Has he-
it's up to you. It's up to Aaron.
I would love to. As he's seeing this and he's kind of thinking, "I made a promise to Sequoia."
Wait,
The word
you're doing
is
it right
binding.
now? Take this, and she throws the bag of holding at you.
Gets the bag of holding and he looks at Mayor and
It's a
says,
tool belt.
tool belt, and he looks says, you're also trying to steal the anvil.
No, well, that won't be necessary. But do as you may.
Well, as he's a bit worried by what you mean by that, but he will take that.
All right.
I asked Sequoia for a sec. Sequoia, did
Yeah.
you need anything from that place, by the way?
She like shakes her head. Just the facilities, really. He was in the middle of working, and I just started doing some work, and then he He got so mad.
What, you just needed, what, the furnace? The anvil?
She nods. Yeah, that's all.
And he kicked you from
he
his
didn't just.
establishment.
Yeah, he told me to leave, and then I did, and then she gestures towards Bubbles, who, like, you know, an arm, like, shoots up all of a sudden, and she's like, oh, thank God, I fixed it.
Sequoia, I can make the anvil.
She looks over, she blinks. You can?
Yes, I mean, it will last for
Oh,
like a couple of
dude.
hours, but
Oh, it's really all I need, honestly. I just a large flame and, like, an ammo.
you two wait.
Wait,
You
can
hear,
you get
like,
me?
the,
Wait, can you get me the info, like, right now? Then.
Oh,
You
yeah,
hear, like,
yeah,
the God
sure.
of War theme playing.
I love
Zeus.
I just materialize an anvil for like a couple of hours for you.
He looks
Yeah.
at Mayor and asks, "So what exactly is your plan with this man?"
Can I wait? Where actually? This is beautiful.
Maya says, nothing of note, really. I'm just going to have a little talk.
I'm just gonna talk with him.
I just want to talk with him.
He looks and asks, "What would that little talk involve?"
I just want to clear up some misunderstandings.
I want to break into his house and steal his anvil. What do you want?
I just want to talk to him.
I like that Victor, I like that
As you
Victor is
do
not
that.
very athletic and he's just following behind with like his fucking
As he's
sternum,
gonna look and say,
holding sternum.
"As you do that, I will go through the back entrance."
Maya gives you a friendly nod. I would like.
Okay, so cool. We're gonna have a.
He says though. Aaron, that was your name, yes?
Yes.
Just wait a moment before you take the back entrance. Just take a moment. Take in the fresh air. I won't be long.
Victor, roll me an athletics check to try to keep up with them. I am so fine with you guys derailing it because this is exactly what I pictured when I said.
Natural 20.
Oh my god! Yeah, you guys just hear the sprinting, the desperate sprinting of Victor behind you.
Please.
Victor, what do you say?
Please stop. That is. I think I'm gonna faint. 1 sec.
Maya will look at you and he'll be like, "No, take your time, rest up," and he will keep walking.
That's so cruel.
That is quite the point, my. That is quite the point. There is no need
Aaron
for
just
violence.
lifts you from his he kind of takes it and he goes, "You look like you're having trouble walking."
Yes, I was trying to catch up to you. There is no need for violence. I made an anvil for Sequoia. Please don't kill an innocent bystander.
Luke says, "You can do that."
Yes, it's in the realm of my capabilities. It's a little bit of a stretch.
Oh dear God, is he's just gonna go? I'm gonna tackle fucking my.
I
You're
mean,
gonna tackle him.
make opposed athletics
He had
checks.
every thought you were gonna kill him.
I guess, make opposed athletics checks if you're trying to tackle him. I mean, unless you just want it to happen, Meyer.
Can I? What, am I gonna roll a save for this? Or?
No, it would be you roll athletics and he rolls athletics. Whoever gets a higher athletics wins.
Okay.
Oh shit, athletics.
Oh,
41!
wow!
They're tied.
The
Okay.
second tied strength check of this session. Holy hell.
Well, defender wins, I guess.
What is this derail?
That's true, yeah. I'd say, Meyer, you feel Aaron try to stop you and you just keep walking. It's a bit of a struggle, definitely. You spend a good, like, almost minute trying to get out of the grapple he has you in, but then you just keep walking.
I'm just sort of like, Aaron. I don't think we should
Aaron, we need to murder this guy.
Aaron. My dear fellow, look. Think everything is getting a little heated here, and you can't leave poor Sequoia there, all distraught and forlorn. I think she should be kept in a little company while she has her poor golem.
Mayor, it's quite alright. We solved the problem already.
Listen. How close are we to? Are we like near the forge?
I'd say you're about a 5-minute walk.
Yeah. Well, he's saying he just look. Please, just give me 15 minutes of your time. All that I ask of you. Might I have that? So humbly I request. And he deeply bows.
I don't know. I mean, I destroyed my spleen getting here. Can we at least watch what you're doing?
I think you ought to watch yourself in the stage you're in. I don't want you breaking any more of yourself.
Quite true.
He
where's
gives
the
you a
bodyguard
friendly
again?
pat on the shoulder and he's just like,
Ugh.
yes, well. And Maya would like to walk to the forge.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the
it's
forge?
easy enough. Do you guys follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, totally. You guys notice him. Meyer, you notice the two still follow you.
When we're sort of near, not quite at the entrance, like just out of eyesight, he will turn to them and say, "Look, give me 5 minutes, and I'll be outside. Okay?"
I don't intend to interrupt you. I just want to watch what happens.
Yes, that's fine. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay?
Mhm.
I will handle this.
Mhm.
I'm quite good with these, and he shows Are there any like things that I can show that like I'm a rogue? Like a tattoo or a flick of the wrist or
Sorry,
something
wrong
like that.
thing.
Thieves scanned.
You could say something in Thieves' Camp, but that wouldn't really be recognizable to anyone who doesn't speak it.
No, I know a bit of it. I know, and I will put this here. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Some Thieves' Camp. Yeah, how about that?
Well, in
You
Thieves'
guys know also in Thieves' Cant in Section 1.
This is true. This
I
is true. We did get some thieves scans from Nesno, yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
remember
true. Okay. Yes,
Like
this is
somebody
right.
being able to say like what is it? Ni hao, what's up, Charlie? Ni hao, Shima.
Been chilling.
Essentially, I will say in sort of in Thieves' Con, I say basically that no harm will come. I will handle this.
The only thing we'd understand there is probably harm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real for 1 week. It's like
Yes.
Oh my God.
Just harm.
I heard.
harm.
No, is it? No hurt. Can.
It's raining.
And he finishes this thing and he gives you a wink and he says, "I know what I'm doing." And you know, and he gives me, I'm quite good with these types of things. Let me prove myself. And I would like to now go into the forge.
Totally.
I just look at Aaron confused. What did he say?
I think
Let me-
he was saying something about rain, and I think the gist of it was just that he's not going to murder someone.
Oh, I also I want to take before I go in. I want to ask for the bag of holding. I'll get the anvil for you whilst I'm here.
Okay, so he gives it to you.
Alright, I take them. So, I go to the forge,
But it's
and
so
All right. Yeah,
unnecessary.
you enter.
Alright.
You again hear the same thing that Sequoia would have heard, which is just a dwarf
Okay.
banging his hammer, banging his
I
hammer
don't-
against the metal on the
I don't
anvil.
That's the murder weapon that Sequoia told you about right there.
I'm not going to enter, like, very obviously. I would
Right.
like to, he's pretty busy on his work, right?
Right.
I would like to, and he's the only one in, right?
This is correct. You only see him.
That's fine. Is the door open or closed? Like,
Door's
how
open.
Okay, can I close the door?
Oh.
Are you enter? Like, have you entered already? If you're
Yeah, I
closing the
would
door.
like to. I think what I would like to do is I would like to enter and close the door
Sure.
and do it stealthily, as if it was just sort of the wind that did it.
Sure. Roll a stealth check. I'll say you have advantage because of the loud noise he's making with the hammer.
Cool. Stealth, 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 stealth,
Stealth, stealth, stealth, stealth.
So.
Let's go.
Whoa, that's a natural. Yeah, you are like the wind.
Okay. So he's working, and I would like to go behind him,
Okay.
and I would like to slit his throat.
Okay. Roll an attack with advantage.
Okay. Since I'm doing this, I think I should probably roll. Sneak attack.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
you do get sneak attack, but only if you hit.
Yeah.
So how do I roll for attacks again?
It's
you
just
click on the attack. So you declare what attack it is. If it's like if it's like your normal attack or a spell or whatever it is.
Are you doing it with your dagger?
I mean, I want to do it with my dagger, but
Then just press on the
Can I
dagger.
do it with my dagger, but get the rapier damage type since I'm, doing a bloody stealth attack?
I would say no. I mean, you could just stab him with your rapier.
I could, right? But if
Yeah.
I'm like doing stealth, it's gonna be easier for me to maneuver if I have a knife than a rapier. So in the context,
Yeah, but in D&D, there's no benefit
in the
to doing so.
context, whatever. I'll do my rapier, but flavor it's a knife.
Okay, yeah,
because
you
that's
can you can
cooler, okay?
flavor it. Yeah, sure, totally.
And I roll, so I just do this, I guess.
Yeah.
I have advantage. I have advantage.
You do have
That's a
advantage.
12.
12. Let me think about what his AC would be. He doesn't. He probably doesn't.
He's a commoner.
He's not too that fast. So yeah, that hits. Well, he's not technically not a commoner. It's shenanigans,
Well,
but
yeah.
but yes, that hits. So I believe that would be
Wonderful.
1d8 plus 2d6.
Yep.
The silence is deafening.
Silence is deafening.
This happens. They're talking about, damn, the weather we're having is really nice.
What weather?
Meanwhile, in the tavern, Sequoia's just like, I'm so glad that Victor managed to get me this MPhil and we don't have to get into any conflict, And she's probably saying this to Stralador or something.
Streldar's nodding. He's like, yes, violence is never the answer. It'll only lead to more stress. Luckily, we are
I need to
reasonable
add. Oh, I need to
individuals.
add my dex, right?
You already added it with your with the way you set
Oh,
up
yeah,
the
yeah,
weapon.
yeah.
It's 5 plus 2,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
need to roll another d6, I believe, for your sneak attack.
I rolled the 1d6. That was for the sneak attack. Do I roll it again?
Uh,
Pretty sure I
You're
just rolled
level
that.
3, so
I believe
he's-
it's 2d6 for you.
That's
Are
fine.
you?
I'm level,
are you-
I'm a level 2.
No,
Oh, so
no,
then
it's
it's just
definitely
1d6.
Ah,
it's
yeah,
1d6.
multiclassing.
Yeah, it's just 1d6. Okay, then yeah, totally. 9 damage. Yeah, you fucking kill him.
Okay. As he is, I walk behind him. I slit his throat with my dagger and pull his head back and throw him to the floor. And as he is gurgling blood and starting to die, Maya will look him in the eye. He'll kneel over him and he'll say, "You fucking idiot. You..." And he's walking around and he's frustrated and he's picking things over and he's saying, "You just have no idea, do you? You live in your squalid little hut, breathing in the smoke day in, day out, day in, day out. There are things in this world beyond your comprehension, and you just break them apart like a couple of rocks you saw on the street."
You see, he at this he grabs your shoulder and he says, "I'll see you in hell." And then he falls over lifeless.
No, it's that.
He's dead.
You know, yeah. You know, I'm not
And
saying that.
as he goes down, Maya will just he will let me turn crisp off for this.
Don't give me my bag of holding backstage
Just-
with blood spots.
As the guy's head like flops backwards, Maya just goes. And Maya, he stands up and looks at him and goes, "You could never understand, could you?" And he will get the bag of holding. He will put the anvil into the holding.
What if
I
the
mean,
body
unlock.
Meyer? What if the body Meyer?
Yeah, what do you do
How
with
are
the
you-
body?
You could just put it in the bag and then put it
This
in
is
the
where
river
I'm
or
going to be
something,
honest and say this is where you tell your friends, and he burns the building down.
Oh, this is a forge. right?
This is a forge,
This
yes.
place has like
An
molten
incinerator.
anvils and stuff. I
Yeah.
can just burn his body, right?
Absolutely, it would make so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will do that. And,
Okay.
as I do, I'm going to just have a look at one of my gems, and I'm going to which one? I'm going to look at one of them. It's a blue disc essentially, and I'm like, well. No, I know you wouldn't be much of a fan of that, Iman, but well, that's how the real world works, I'm afraid. And he puts the rock back, and he puts the anvil into the bag of holding, and he's going to walk outside and return to the party.
Totally. Yeah. You guys see Meyer walk back to you. You see on his left shoulder is a handprint in blood. But other than that,
Wouldn't he have prestidigitated that away though?
Yeah,
would
would
you?
I have noticed it actually?
I'd say you can. I don't know. Yeah, you could roll a perception check to see if you notice the blood splatter on your left shoulder. Maybe you were just so involved with your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a 14, you notice it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I will clean it with Billy's prestidigitation.
Of course. You clean it off. Then, in that case, you guys don't see anything. But what is your response to Maya returning?
I think I caught my breath finally, and I say, "Oh, you're back. Did you talk to the guy?"
Well, there wasn't much time for conversation, I'm afraid. Well, and he gets the bag of holding, and I'd like to sort of open it a little bit and just show them that there's an anvil.
How exactly would you do that?
And he says, "Oh well, I have my ways."
Okay.
He smiles.
I guess. Sorry, I am just curious about the logistics of pulling an anvil out of a bag of holding.
I'm not pulling it out. I just want to like open the it just a little bit, just so that they can see there's an anvil inside. If that's how that works.
Sure. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Fine. That can be how it. Yeah. Sure.
As I see this, I look at him and ask, "So, he give you the anvil?"
Well, I acquired it. People can give you things lots of different ways, I suppose.
Ah,
You know,
Ah.
I think I'm just going to personally thank him.
Well, you probably shouldn't do that. I think he would get quite agitated if he were to be disturbed from his work, and I don't think he'd be happy about the missing anvil.
you could say it was a freak anvil accident. Forge accident, house burned.
I don't think there's any need for that. I mean, he's just working on his sword, right? And he'll...
Ah, yes, audibly we can hear nothing.
You
so...
hear absolutely.
Look.
All you heard was all you saw was Meyer entering. The banging on the anvil, or the banging the hammer on the anvil, stopping, and then Meyer exiting.
He kind of looks and says,
I just hope he has a spare anvil to
I
work
hope
on.
he has a
the
spare
air
anvil
sword.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot Victor a look.
I am terrified.
Victor, like he's giving you like the both holy shit, but also the I will protect you a look.
Maya will put his arms around both of your shoulders and
Oh,
he'll say,
Christ.
I
"Come now.
flinched.
Shall we return to Sequoia? I think she'll be quite pleased."
Yes.
I nod.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You guys return to the tavern. Yep.
Okay, now you know how I felt during the Stinky Pete encounter.
This is so good.
Guys, I think we found the new Titania, and it isn't Aaron.
I'm crying.
Why is this so funny?
The two sides of Titania.
Oh, God.
The two sides of
That
death.
was...
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
He had a whole
Is
story
there-
and a life, and now it's gone. Guys,
Backwards
no!
just staring
No,
at
he was
his
supposed to give you a
NPC.
quest! No!
Backwards just staring at his NPC notes like this will affect the trout population.
I will say, you guys, you didn't... Myra, you didn't burn down the thing, did you?
Didn't burn anything now.
Okay, so the body's just sort of there.
It's in a forge. The body is like I threw it into like a mold, any like molten hot thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You know where you melt the metal at like 1000 degree? Yeah.
He's being incinerated right now.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, it's
We have
gone.
cremation at home. Cremation at home.
The body
This
is
literally
gone.
just guys playing Yandere Simulator. What the fuck?
It really
You know, like in Hitman when it says like civilian
Yes.
killed minus 500. You know?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Non-target killed.
You guys return to the tavern. You see Sequoia with the new hammer or the new anvil. You
Yeah,
see Stradar. You see everyone in the tavern. What do you guys
Maya
do?
will.
I gotta ask, did we get the vibe that something more than talking happened in that?
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
100%. Okay. I do not want to meta him, but it's like
the fact alone that the forge went deathly quiet after Meyer entered is
so I want to kind of express you can smell the burning of a body. That's not something you can hide.
that's true as well. Yeah.
What?
Humans, you know all of the carbon and shit in you?
Oh yeah, also bones, they don't like to burn.
No.
Yeah. Not even that. It's just when they do burn, they smell.
Yeah, but like, isn't a forge is already really smelly because you have to work with like carbon steel.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
it
not
is-
even
it is,
close.
It is,
Yeah. But we do notice the deathly silence. I'm just gonna look at Victor and go and kind of just give like a little whisper and say, "I will watch your back very carefully this night.
I might need to sit down.
I'm going to drink
And,
alcohol."
I just gotta sit down and just reflect on what just happened.
Yeah.
As you do this, you see the little halfling behind the corner says, "Can I help you?"
Yes. What is something strong that you have?
I have an
Uh,
espresso martini.
I'm sorry, an espresso martini. I don't know what either of those words mean.
You mean sorry, just had
We've got
Delicacy.
bourbon.
bourbon it is.
Uh, I check my pockets. I notice that I don't have much. I'll just take something from the group funds later. Sure.
With any scotch.
I will open a tab. Just give me something, please.
You see, at the mention of asking for scotch, the tavern keep sort of looks over to you, Aaron, and says, "We've actually been running low on all kinds of liqueur since the incidents have started. I haven't been able to get my hands on any alcohol. Actually, I had to dip into the family reserves, so we don't have much, but we do have some."
Is your family's reserve? Do not let me take that.
It's my job as a tavern keep to serve my customers first and foremost.
He asks, just,
Aaron, I think we don't need more conflict. Just give me a beer.
he
Although,
just asks,
if you do want to do something about it, sorry, you seem busy enough as is.
Oh man, there's a yellow exclamation mark above this guy's head.
and he kind of looks and says, Victor, I need something to take my mind off things. Can we please do this?
Victor is like already exhausted and he goes, I just want to talk to that guy over there.
You hear in the right here or maybe outside if somebody yelled at Sequoia, you just hear ting ting ting. It's like the fucking Skronko is like slamming a hammer into the anvil that Victor made over and over.
You could just see like Aaron's hands just like digging into the wood.
You can see like the PTSD in her eyes now.
All
No,
right.
none of that. She seems quite happy.
So what do you
I
guys
was
do?
just asking.
No, continue.
I was just gonna say, I'll just have a beer.
Just
Sure.
a beer.
Sure, a beer. Yeah, I can do that. You see, he sort of walks over into like another room, comes out with these sort of like immaculate, like we're talking like golden mugs of beer, and hands one to each of you. He says, "That'll be 2 silver each, please. Do you want to pay now or when you leave?"
He's just gonna go through his pockets and take out 2 silver.
Same.
'Cause, I do want to say there is a little shine of something that almost looks like silver, but it's platinum. But it's like as he just gives you the 2 silver and says, "You know what? Actually, this looks amazing." As he gives you 4 silver.
Oh, thank you. I'll go get you another.
No,
You gave me 4 silver. I'll go get you another, right? Like, all right. He heads into the back and then comes out with another.
So weird having a
Pint.
halfling who understands economy.
Hands you another pint, and then returns to sort of seat at the counter.
Okay, you can still see the yellow exclamation mark. Do-do-do.
I think Victor is sweating just as much as that a glass of beer.
Yeah.
And drinks his sorrows. He's like a bit just like, oh.
You kind of you feel something on your leg, Aaron.
You know, he looks.
There's a pixie. She's climbing up your leg, and as she's climbing up, she's like, "So how did it go? Did you?"
Kind of gives you this stare.
She's
You
like,
know,
"Did you
I want to say,
Operation Steal the Anvil from the blacksmith?"
I want to say that like what would have happened is Maya would have gone as Aaron and Victor like went to the bar.
Yeah.
Maya would have gone over to you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think what happens is that you are like so focused on your thing, and like as soon as he comes over, you just immediately run off, like not noticing Maya would have just run off to Aaron. So
Yeah.
Maya has to then
Yeah.
follow you back. And
Yeah.
as you say this, he taps on your shoulder and goes, "My dear Pixie, Sequoia."
She looks over. Yes.
And he looks around, and he does a very performative looking around to see if no one's looking thing, and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh."
She's doing that, but genuinely. Right?
and he puts a finger to his lips with like and he gets out the bag of holding and opens it just a tickle to show you the anvil.
My own anvil. I'm
All
gonna be so
yours.
powerful.
Oh yes. I'm sure you'll make some very interesting things.
Oh, yes.
Tell me what you work on is all I ask.
Yes. I definitely will. As she's like going over, and she just goes, "Bubbles, sir, we're going outside. We have a bigger anvil now." And she goes, "Thanks, Victor, but this is the real deal. Nothing personal about your quasi-real magic, but it's just not quite the same, you know."
Single tear, just
It's just like it's about the feeling, you know, when your hammer strikes the anvil. Yeah. Anyways, hit it again, Bubbles. She's not even holding it. She's you know.
You want beer?
It's beautiful. I'm gonna continue working on this thing for about 4 hours, Baku.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, totally. You can do that.
You guys do whatever. Sequoia's hammering something into shape.
Yeah,
He
totally.
just-
What are you guys up to in this time?
I just call Stradar over once I finish my beer and say, should we consult that ranger over there? He was trying to investigate the forest problem that we were investigating too.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just kind of exhausted.
Do not worry about it. Eh, It has been quite a long week.
Coming through those forests, I can only imagine.
All right, so are you guys going to go investigate the ranger?
Yes.
Yes, Draldars will gladly follow Victor.
I just want to say, as we do, Maya will, in a friendly way, put his arm around Victor's shoulder, like in
I
a
flinch
sort of
again.
that friendly kind of bro way of just like, oh come on, you kind of thing. Only for a moment. He only does it for a moment, but yes, he does that.
All right. And as you guys approach the table, you see this woman who's like dressed in this sort of like, I guess, like half plate, has her legs up, just sort of stumbles for a second, and, like slams down on the table, says, "Oh, God! I mean, I was gonna get up, but like, so much work." Okay, you are part of Vic's crew, right? She points to you, Strouder, and says, "You're the old guy, Strau something. And you're Victor, right?"
Oh, you know us already.
Yeah, Vic sent word, earlier, but,
Oh, sweet.
Don't mind my brain, but who is this Vic you speak of?
The guy that we met at the Resistance on Summer Spire, remember? The bartender?
Of course. My bad.
Well, quotations bartender. But yes,
who are you? And you see she points to you, Meyer.
And he says, Alan Meyer, wizard extraordinaire. But please, call me Meyer.
See, she looks you up and down. Right. Meyer. Is this name tied with anything?
Tied with anything?
Any less than noble crimes?
No. I'm an honest man. I simply wander the lands.
Oh no, and this isn't the woman asking Meyer. This is me asking you, Pond.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Well,
Yeah.
do you have a
maybe.
bounty on your head?
It's possible. I mean,
Yeah. Do you think he has a bounty on his head?
I mean,
Maya will try to stay out of trouble. He doesn't
Right.
like to get involved in too many crimes, but I mean, this is not the first time he slit someone's throat. Like, it's he knows some bad
Right.
people.
Of course.
like-
You see, she looks at you and says, "Oh, guess the profession takes all kinds, huh?"
Well, there's a lot of people out there in the world, aren't there? Lots of very interesting people.
Yeah, guess you could say that. Look, I hate to tell you this, but your job, your mission, it's nigh impossible.
The only things that are impossible in life is the impossible. There's something.
Sorry, what are you talking
Oh.
about, strange man? This is impossible.
Okay,
Okay.
before you say it's impossible, tell us what we're on about.
Yeah, I should probably explain myself. About a week ago, when I got into town, I partnered up with a local militia, and we got to work entering the forest itself. I thought, I don't know why, but I thought we'd be able to handle whatever was in there. You see her face morphs from this sort of carefree look into one of more seriousness. She says, "I was very wrong. There, inside the forest, stood a flower. It was strange. It acted like an actual thing, like an animal. It was stockpiling bodies and puppeting them. Barely managed to make it out with my life. My other companions, I can't say the same. You see, she takes a swig from her beer. After that, the entrance itself became a lot harder to discern. No one has entered, or made it inside, I should say, since.
Well, it is not the first time we deal with plants that control people.
Yeah, can my
Yeah.
sprinkly nature check
Yeah,
do
totally.
anything?
On a 19 nature, you would know a flower that acts like like an animal. That is a very strange description. I mean, there are things like Venus flytraps and of the like that are that have certain like activations where it makes them move, but a plant that moves like an animal sounds like something you have heard. And at the description of puppeteering bodies, you think back to your time in the forest, your time spent with a lot of different people, and you've heard tales of a creature known as a corpse flower that basically consumes, like a Venus flytrap, consumes bodies, but is incredibly. It's almost like it has a mind of its own, and it uses its connections with nature to sort of. It can, under the right circumstances, it has the potential to almost like kind of uproot an entire forest and awaken it. Not only that, but it does. It has the potential to sort of take over and control dead bodies, and like the ranger said, puppet them. But that is all you know.
That is quite a story. You absolute. Of course you're sure. Why would you say if you weren't? Hmm. What makes this impossible? Is it the existence of this beast in the forest, or is it instead something around the beast? Because we can fight such things. I have seen this group in battle, especially with this added mage who seems like a fine fellow. I,
Well,
I
I, I mean, I told you. I don't doubt that perhaps in the future the beast could be felled. I think the problem lies with finding it. I said no one has been able to enter the forest itself.
Yes, we had trouble too.
You tried to enter?
It was like a weird circle, but in not a circle, as if a straight line, but the straight line was a circle.
That's
We,
what we're hearing from various accounts.
we were hoping to find more information in town, but I guess you are on the same boat.
The best I can tell you is stick around. Maybe someone will come along. I don't know. Honestly, it seems
Can't wait.
hopeless.
You do not know. Don't be so crass. Nothing is helpless. Just momentarily unhelpful.
All right. Well, this is feeling very momentarily unhelpful, and a very long moment at that.
Hmm.
Is there
Perhaps
really
we
nothing we
get
can do?
more. Perhaps we get several navigators. This forest can't trick the most navigatorial people. That's not a word. It doesn't matter. You get my point.
Look, I don't doubt that with the right people or the right tools, you could navigate the forest, but those tools aren't available. God, I don't know. There's
But-
got to be a way, but
The people around here are clearly in distress. We need to do something about it. We just can't wait forever.
What if we tunnel underneath the forest?
I don't know. Good luck not
Seems like
caving
it
the
might
tunnel
be
in.
the forest itself that is the one tricking us. It seems that it does not want us in, but if we're not in the forest but under it, perhaps it is a loophole of sorts.
Look, The
That is
best
a
of
good point,
the best of luck
Strahd.
with your loophole. Personally, I'm gonna try to not die. You see, she takes another swig of her beer. Now, if there's anything else, I'd be happy to answer. But if there isn't, please leave me to my drink.
I will happy to leave you to your drink. You have been as helpful as you could.
See, she nods.
Strider,
Let's be honest, they weren't that helpful.
yes, I wasn't going to say that straight to her face. But Strider, your idea sounds nice. You said before meeting me and Ron that you were underground quite a bit, right?
I wasn't underground quite a bit. No, I was in quite, uh, I was in quite crowded forests, and by that I mean tight forests. You know, lots of trees everywhere, hard to track. But I was never underground, although I didn't see the light often because of the leaves.
I thought you went to the Underdark at some point. That's okay.
Oh, you mean the Underdark? Ah, yes. I was thinking a little bit too far back then, my bad. Yes, I was in the Underdark for a little while. I.
Well, I don't really know what that is. A little bit more of an expertise in that regard.
One does not simply walk into the underground. The
Well,
Underdark is a much.
I would assume so. You need to find an entrance.
But then we wouldn't even know a specific. That's a good idea, but how would we know where to find an entrance into the Underdark?
I just cannot shrug.
Mighty helpful the people are around here, mighty helpful.
Um,
Goes back over to the ranger and will ask, say, you're a ranger, right? You're probably well acquainted with the area, more than anyone.
I mean, I'm more of a scout than anything. I don't really do much. Like, I'm not like a ranger. I
well,
don't.
surely you work
You
with maps
scout-
or something.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, totally. Maps.
Do you know if an entrance to the underground is reported in those maps?
The entrance to the underground. Well, there's. I mean, there's a wolf's den nearby. But other than that, I don't think there are many entrances to the underground. No. That's a weird thing to. Why do you want to know?
Alternate ways to access the forest.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I really can't say, honestly.
Well, this has been a mighty uneventful experience. I, for once, in probably my entire voyage from home to here, I am completely stumped.
What if instead of looking for an existing entrance to the underground, we instead make our own tunnels? I am quite acquainted with molding the earth.
Yep, you sure are.
Normally prefer it to give me a high ground, but a low ground, that would be an interesting situation. What if if I spend some time trying to make a tunnel?
If you can do it, by all means.
I can certainly try. Might take a little while, but as long as it gets us past the initial beginning point that we circle around, I feel like we could outsmart the forest. I don't try and work with it, but here's the situation.
Alright. let's reunite the gang and tell them about this plan.
Aye.
I go
I guess,
fetch
can we gather
Sequoia from the
everyone
outside.
around?
Yeah, she's working on some stuff right now. Her Skrunkle is like banging on the anvil.
Sequoia, can you come inside real quick? I think we have a plan.
Huh? Ding! Oh yeah. You just keep that up. And she's just gonna like walk up to you.
Yeah, I just carry you over my shoulder.
Yeah, she like does like the little reachy motion, and then she gets up there. She's like, "So, what's your plan?" And she kind of keeps her head down. And be careful, the spruce might hear us.
The what now?
She points towards the like not so distant spruce trees. They're incredibly gossipy.
Oh, that's news to me.
She nods.
Well, let's get in. Stradar will fill you in.
Okay, it's just, you get ratted out by a spruce tree in camp one time. You never do it again.
I nod, and I just kind of come up to the counter where Aaron is.
Aaron moment. So you like fill me in on the plan, or?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
assuming like everyone is here basically, and we just kind of fit everybody in.
Sure, totally.
Mhm.
You can do that.
Okay.
So, what do we think?
I think that might work, but she thinks for a moment. There's only one issue. What if we dig into tree roots?
I guess we'll have to either make our way through by cutting them, or
But
just go around
if
them.
we cut
No,
the roots, the trees will
we're
live
not
where we are.
harming the trees.
I think we should harm the trees, Straladar.
No! I'm putting my foot down on this. We are not hurting those damn trees. You listening to me, young lady? I mean, you're older than me. You older lady.
She like narrows her eyes and just like, I look, spruce trees. If you're gonna not harm them, it will bite you. Mark my words.
Okay. I have yet to unlock the ability to speak to plants, but I can't wait to learn about what you're on about right now.
It's not about speaking. Just have you seen them? They have dark energy surrounding them.
Back home.
Mhm.
Could I use like druidcraft to slightly alter the position of tree roots?
Let me see what Druidcraft does. Let's see.
Oh,
Literally, you don't know what druidcraft does? Okay.
Shut up. I'd say you can do that. Yeah, it might be a bit time consuming though.
What if
So
we
we
dig
have an
lower?
incredibly time-consuming
If we
way to
run into
maybe
tree
sneak
roots,
into the forest. I like it.
What if we just dig lower than the tree roots?
Then we can't get into the forest.
And we dig back upwards, like a dolphin.
She thinks, what's a dolphin?
It's like this fish that goes down deep into the water and then
know.
rises right back up and then goes back down.
Ah, like a dolphin. Okay, makes sense.
A what?
You don't know what a dolphin is? It's like this fish that goes deep into the water and then dives back up. It's a Feywild creature.
That was enough.
Maya sighs loudly.
But do you have any better ideas, Meyer?
No, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
She looks at you. She's minding you. She's staring even.
Maya stares at you back and sort of just goes, hmm? It gives you a silly face.
She's just kind of looking at you and at all your little rocks. She just looking at you.
Are you still on my shoulder?
Yes.
You are shaking.
She's like not sure why Meyer is shaking so much.
You
Are
mean
you okay,
Victor?
Meyer?
Victor.
No, I mean Meyer. She's not really aware that she's the one that's shaking.
Maya's like, oh, I'm touched by your concern, but I'm really quite alright, my dear.
If you say so. Maybe you shouldn't drink as much though. You don't seem very steady.
But I've had no drink at all, my dear Sequoia.
Oh, that's true. And she looks down and she notices. Oh, are you alright, Victor?
Well, I'm gonna take a breath of fresh air.
Oh, okay.
Just
And then
gonna
she
plop
would,
you
like
on the counter.
she like falls down onto the counter and she's just standing in front of Mayor as she's like dusting herself off. I hate it when the Yumis do that.
I am
He
half
gives
elf.
he gives
Thank
you
you
a
very
nod.
much.
Whatever,
Yeah.
Biggie.
Picky.
Sequoia is casually racist.
That does sound quite frustrating.
It really is. It just feels a bit disrespectful, you know?
Yes.
It just, you work so hard to achieve so many things and then people just don't see it, you know?
Yes, I know that very well.
Tell me about it.
It's
No, really, tell
so-
me about it.
It's so frustrating. I mean, people breaking apart your Sequoia AI with no respect for the craft.
It took such a long time to put it together. I was worried I couldn't fix it, but...
I'm
And she,
sure.
like, pats herself on the chest. Of course, I did.
You truly are something, my dear.
The world's greatest pixie. And she does a curtsy. She's kind of just sitting there, on, like, a candlestick or something. Just something on the bar that she's just making, like, herself comfortable with right now. And she's just kind of, like, surveying, like, looking around. I feel like we're missing something, though. I mean, that forest, something was trying to keep us out, but why? You weren't there when... It sent us in circles, and there was some sort of dragon. Never seen it quite like that.
Well. I mean, I would imagine that sort of magic would, well, tunneling through that, I wonder if we might get sent around in circles regardless of how we dig.
I'm afraid that is what is going to happen, but... Flying over, digging under, walking through. At the end of the day, we're all just moving in a straight line. Maybe we should walk circles around the forest. Maybe then we'll go in a straight line. No, that is... If that's how that would have worked, I would have known by now. You haven't met anyone in the town that knows anything about it, right?
No, not
The blacksmith was the only one that knew.
Baku looking at his notes like,
You guys have deviated so far from the path. I can't. I planned 5 separate quests for this session, and I don't think we're gonna hit any of them.
I mean, we are trying. We're really trying.
No, I don't.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
so
I
we're
don't-
really trying to just get to anything, honestly. It's I don't know.
Yes, nothing is happening. I think at some point I will come back inside.
Where's the yellow question marks? I'm looking for yellow
Shut
question
up!
marks.
Oh my god.
Sort of like, Victor never fucking drinks.
So there's for some reason a strange a man in like armor.
What was it?
What?
Give up, please.
What are you
Sorry,
saying?
sorry.
Victor was saying something.
I'm so sorry,
Oh.
Victor.
So I was saying, like, Victor never fucking drinks. So, like, downing a entire beer, kind of like,
Oh yeah, can you roll me a concept?
yeah, it's more like, not like completely fucking destroying his liver, but mostly altering a bit. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's kind of venting a bit.
Okay, I'll say you down this liquor, you immediately feel the effects hit you. I'll say for the next hour you have advantage on all charisma related checks, but disadvantage on all intelligence and wisdom related checks.
Sure. Um, I come back almost like opening the door, like kind of a little bit violently, as it's kind of venting. And it's like, all right, so I have been thinking about this, and nothing is happening. Nothing is connecting. That girl over there, and I point to the ranger, is so damn useless. I cannot understand
Hey,
anything
uh,
about this situation. Um, you, and I point to Mayor, are incredibly shady. I am shaking for my life. I am trying to understand anything, but Stradar is trying to tunnel with something that is it's quite possibly impossible in our time limits. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Sequoia, you have
She looks
been
over.
just zoning out on your little project. Aaron, please help me out here.
I
But I'm almost done with the project.
again. He kind of like looks around and asks, "What do you need help with?"
Trying to understand this dilemma. I really don't know what to do. I guess we can maybe ask at the temple because nature and stuff. I don't know. I don't fucking know. And I just kind of storm out again.
I can't. I'm
I-
just. I'm gonna go find him because I feel like it's.
Yeah, let's just follow. Let's just follow
Yeah.
drunk Victor around, guys. I mean, is anyone opposed to following a drunk, angry Victor around?
I
before
am-
Yeah, okay.
Well, is
I'm
it-
sure I'll follow with you since everyone's leaving the tavern now. Since
This is
wanna-
Angry Victor is angry.
this is out of game at the moment, but I am so tired at the moment.
yeah, we'll wrap up soon. It's all good. All right. So Victor, where are you headed?
I guess to the temple.
Heading to the temple. All right. You get to the temple, and hold on. Let me get the art out. Temple. Oh, here it is. You can see it is in just general disarray. It's clear that it isn't as respected as some of the other buildings in this town. Inside, you can see that there's an older, sort of human man with a square jaw, large glasses, and gray hair, in this sort of like clergy uniform, and you'd be sweeping up the rubble inside the church. What do you want to do?
I enter, look around, say under my breath, "Oh, good God, this place is a shithole."
I,
I-
can I help you? Hello?
Yes, maybe. I don't know if anyone can help me. I don't know. You know the forest.
Very well. Yes.
Good. We've been trying to get inside of the fucking forest, but we cannot do that. Do you know a way?
I. No, sorry. What are you talking about? You want to
The
get
forest.
inside that? Why would you want to get
Yeah.
inside of there?
We are trying to help this fucking town.
All right.
The
Okay.
people disappearing?
Yes. I. Sorry. Apologies. You see, it sort of puts his spoon away. I don't know much about that. I can't really help you with anything that comes with that. I'm afraid it is outside of Esnoe's domain.
How isn't your god the god of nature?
This is correct. Yes.
How
But-
is it outside of its domain?
Well, when nature gains a mind of its own, then Esnoe is no longer free to control it.
You see Victor just kind of hold this screaming pain.
I would like to just put a hand on Victor's shoulder and,
That'll make it better.
give him some water.
I do not flinch.
I think I'm like, and then I'd be like, Victor, please, and I give him like a flask of water or whatever.
Yes.
And I'll just, as he takes that, I just pat him on the back and go to the cleric, and I say, my friend, I'm sure that what was the god's name again?
There's no way.
He says, well, I'm sure Esnoea must have her ways, yes? Hi. Is it truly up to you or I to decide if it is outside of her domain or not? I mean, we are simply asking some questions here.
Yes, it is. You are correct. It is neither mine or your decision. It is her decision, and it has become clear to me. I've divined it that that area is no longer her domain. As
Really?
you see, he gestures over to like the damage. He says, "That is the aftermath of me informing the public that we no longer have her support there."
He
Oh.
Are you sure that there's nothing at all that Esnoea would not wish to do here?
I don't doubt that she would love to regain control of the forest, but I just don't know how it would be possible.
Well, let's rack our heads together, shall we? Esnoea is the god of nature, yes?
Yes.
So she must have some power over the plants and the fauna.
When they are, yes, this is correct, but there's, how do I explain this? When they, as Noea gives her mind to these plants, but if they already have a mind of their own, then she cannot do that.
I would like to give you a thought, my friend. The forest has been a little dark lately, has it not?
I've noticed, yes.
I think that the plants and the trees are crying out in pain. I see them and they do not seem well. I think, and I say this with confidence, there is some malevolent force in the forest that is taking these plants and fauna against their will, twisting them for some dark purpose. I don't think that is, I think that would make Esnoea quite upset. Don't you?
Roll me a deception check. Or persuasion, whichever you would like. If you think that Mayor is being more upfront about this, then roll persuasion. If you think he's perhaps trying to lie his way into coercing this guy, then roll deception.
Mayor has no respect for religion, that's deception.
Go for it. Okay, a 14. All right. You see, he sort of looks you up and down again. Says, you don't seem like the type to... No offense, but you don't look like the type for the religious sort, but you do seem somewhat agreeable. I'm not sure if it could work, but there is a religious relic in the catacombs. It may prove useful. We had to use it in the past, a while ago, almost 500 years ago, and it was mainly meant for taming the plant life after enemy druids had taken it over.
I see.
There, I apologize, but there is a caveat, however. Ever since this church has been defiled, the more restless spirits have awoken down there. It's not quite safe for anyone. Although I suppose if you plan to enter the forest, then you must be of a certain type of caliber.
Well, the village comes first.
You see, at this he smiles and agrees and says, "Yes, those are wise words."
Oh my
I
god,
only
Elite,
wish
the
that,
catacombs.
You see, he says, "I locked it up after I found out what happened down there." But you see, unclasps this key from his neck. "I'm entrusting you with this. Enter it if you dare, but just know there will not be much help for you if you venture too far into those depths."
We must
How
help these
far
people.
do we need to go for the relic?
I I apologize. I have only been on this earth for about 6 decades. The relic is far older than that. I've only heard stories, but I know it's heavily guarded, or it was. I'm not sure how much of the traps and the protectors still hold up after all this time.
Wait, there's traps? What kind of traps? Are they ball traps? Are they rolling traps? Are they spiky traps? Or pit traps? What about traps with arrows?
You see,
Oh
with
my
this
god, wait, are they triggered mechanisms? Wait, if it's really old, then... She
Sequoia,
starts to,
you
like,
see,
think
with
really
this
compact.
overwhelming sort of like exposition and rambling you see
Yeah.
the priest almost look shocked and say, I don't know. I didn't even dare go down there when I locked it up. I don't
For
know
the
how.
first time,
Yeah.
Victor kinda just shoots you a murderous look at one of your endings.
Sequoia sees it, and she's like, yeah, the traps! Oh god. Oh god, we need to know more about these traps. Maybe I can deconstruct one.
Wait. What's it? Wait. I've got an idea. The catacombs sound pretty deep, right? And it probably goes pretty far, maybe even beyond the village. Maybe it is a good starting point.
Ah yes, the stone catacombs, my favorite earth to mold. Let me grab my trusty pickaxe and help you out, Jalinar. Minecrafting time.
We
Hey.
figured something out. Where are these catacombs?
If you wish to know, I can direct you to them immediately.
do, yes.
You see, he takes you outside into this sort of like it's sort of at the base of the church itself. There's this door into what looks like sort of a cellar, but he sort of gestures over to it and says, "If you unlock this and head down, you'll find the catacombs." I suppose I should introduce myself if you are doing this deed for me. My name is Wielder David.
Well, Wielder David, I, Alan Meyer, Wizard Extraordinaire, pledge to you that I will bring peace to the forest in Eleanor's name.
And sorry, in whose name?
And he goes, in the name of the god of the forest.
That's
I
You see,
The Lorax.
at this struggle, he sort of looks away and says, "It's all right. You don't have to believe in her in order to gain her blessing." You see, he
Maya
offers.
bows a little deeper and goes, "Of course."
You see, he
His head
offers
goes
his.
halfway to the ground.
He's like the. You see, David just sort of like shakes his hand and says, "There's no need for bowing. I'm no person of power," and he offers his hand to sort of shake.
Maya goes, "Oh no, of course," and immediately stands up straight and shakes his hand. Then he's standing over a little taller than him if he can.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
All right. You see the David say, "If that is all, then I will continue with my duty of cleaning up the church. I wish you the best of luck." So he walks away.
Victor is already descending the stairs.
Baku, I have only one question. How many hours have we fucked around for before we went to the catacombs?
Six whole hours.
Six whole hours.
of
Baku.
fucking around.
I need to make that crafting check because it takes 4 hours.
Go ahead and roll me a crafting check.
Alright, where's my fucking blacksmithing?
And as
can I
you
add
do,
my
let-
Scrunkles? Can I add my Scrunkle strength to it or no?
Sure.
Scrunkle strength is a 2. Oh no, yep, no progress.
Oh.
No progress at all.
Okay,
Ah!
no question.
Yeah?
Sequoia did get a fancy new anvil. Would that make it any easier?
It's an anvil. Its main purpose is to
Its main
forge them.
purpose
That's like
is
asking
to-
if you
yeah.
got like a cool sword or like a regular sword. It's not magical,
No,
so it
it's
won't
like
make
it's
much
like
of a difference.
oh, so you're trying to pull out a nail. Well, you got a hammer and you got a cool hammer.
But it is a very
Unless
cool
in Gibble
anvil.
campaigns.
Wait, what is the DC on this? Because if that's a
Oh no,
7,
get
then
it
no, I
forged
can't
by
take it.
Dragonfire or something. That'll be cool and definitely not melt it.
Yeah.
Sure. Sadly, with all the commotion, Sequoia has not gotten much progress in.
All right. So do you guys enter into the catacombs?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna put my hand, June reference, as
Please put your tokens down here.
Where? Up or down?
Down.
Holy fuck.
Sweet map, Baku.
I didn't make it.
Very sweet map though.
I'm seeing an octopus.
I'm like
Baku?
at the front.
Just
because
okay.
I'm, like,
That's not.
formed inside.
I can't make my own maps because I don't have Incarnate Pro. So just imagine it's the symbol of Esnoea.
Yeah,
Okay, I was about to say, are we about to go into a Cthulhu cult?
that'd be bad.
Um,
That's just as though it's simple, man.
DM unless your game has Cthulhu in it.
Shut up. You can see as you enter this these catacombs, you sort of walk down this flight of stairs, getting to the bottom where there is a carpet heading towards the far side of the room. And as you look over there, you can see toppled over is a statue of what looks to be like a priest of sorts. A lot of features have been cracked or broken. And then under where you could assume the statue to be, there looks to be a sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but like a manhole of sorts and like a ladder that goes down even deeper. Another thing you not see but hear is the scraping of metal against the cold floor. You don't see anything that could be making that sound, but you definitely hear it coming from over here and over here.
Can you
Could
point that
a
out again?
perception check?
Sure, here and here. Yeah, roll a perception check.
Yeah,
Can
okay.
we
I was
feel
gonna,
the presence of an immensely dark being?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh, on a 16. You know, you can sort of sound it out. First off, sounds, I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like definitely sharper metal. Like a kind that a blade would have. And it sounds like it's getting dragged across the floor, like it's a sort of mundane action rather than like a machine or like a trap or something like that.
Baku.
Drowsy
Yes.
will immediately just like
Hold on, Victor. Yeah.
No, I was about to say if I can like roll an investigation check to in a false hope of like finding the relic right here tossed in like a dark corner of the room.
Yeah. So, are you gonna survey the entire room?
This one that we are on, basically just looking around, seeing.
So sort of like the entire map, right here.
No, this
Oh,
one.
just this room.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a investigation check.
Yep. 25s.
Shit.
Wow. So you do not find the relic first off.
Guidance? Guidance? It failed, guys. It failed.
So it doesn't fail because you do find some other things. You find what look to be keepsakes of like maybe people who were buried down here or kept down here. You find like a couple sort of what look to be like rusty like necklaces, and you find. Let me roll actually.
I will specify anything that is not the necklace. I will toss away.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
but if it
Then
looks
you- then, yeah,
crunkly,
you just find
I
this-
will nab it. For sure.
then you just find
Yeah.
this okay, you find this like sort of rusted iron necklace, I guess, of sorts. And then Sequoia, you grab looks to be a longsword.
Scrunkly.
Indeed.
Yes,
Shit.
repurposable metal. I can scrap this.
Back here.
Just
Yeah?
just
Did you say
cursing
what
what
it
they toss away
sounds like?
the trash.
Sorry, what was that, Streladar?
Did you say what I heard sounded like a trap, or did you say it sounded not like a
It
trap? I really-
sounded like a mundane action someone was making rather than a trap or like a
Like-
machine.
Oh,
Someone's
so it's
lying.
like
Okay.
guardians or
Like
something.
Stralazar is
someone
immediately
dragging
going
metal
to
across the ground.
stop the party in their tracks and just go. Shh, ah. I feel like we should progress with caution.
Yes.
There seems to be something lurking, something ready with a blade.
As you say this, you know what? Since you guys have been walking around, roll a stealth check. Roll a group stealth check.
What is that?
So everyone
How's that
roll a
work?
stealth
Wait,
check.
everyone.
Everyone roll a stealth check. I'll add them up, divide it by the amount of people we have in the party.
Cool.
Okay.
Natural one.
Oh no.
Hold
Good
on.
start.
Let
Oh,
me
I'm sorry.
add. It's fine. Fuck. Let me. 10
Good
plus
shit, guys. Good shit.
I love rolling 20 dice. Where
5
is...
plus 1. Wow. 1.
Good shit.
So,
Plus-
guys, I'm just saying, right? So,
14
guidance,
plus 19 plus.
So, while you were sleeping, Sequoia actually patted your shoes, Victor.
Mhm,
Please, if to just give you a little bit of that quicker your step, roll an extra d4, I beg of you.
I mean, it's a natural one anyway.
I said
No,
roll a
it's
d4.
not an attack roll, so it doesn't auto fail.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh,
a 9
nice.
total.
So 9 total. Okay.
See, that helps. I mean, I can't
We're
give
doing
anyone else
combat.
guidance because we're doing a group roll and I only have one reaction, but there, it did something.
So that would be by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
It's fine. You weren't going to be able to salvage Streladar anyway.
I mean, I feel like does Streladar even wear shoes?
Okay,
You know?
let me.
You could just hear the clicking of his old bones as he moves.
All right, you guys got a 9.3 total, which will round down to a 9. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, big roll. Wow, they don't notice you.
Oh.
As you see, turning the corner, these ghastly creatures, they look to have like their sort of skin rotted from their skull, leaving just a bit left, but still in full like studded leather armor and wielding a longsword and a longbow. They seem to just be in a trance, walking from this side of the room to this side of the room where you heard them.
Damn.
Okay.
And they, for some
Okay,
reason,
could
did
I
not
wait
hear you.
for a moment? Could I wait for a moment that they enter, like, they're close enough, in, like, let's say at a 30 feet radius of each other?
So
Um,
I kind of I mean I have a scrunkly little spell that no wait I don't have it. Never mind. I like
Okay, so Straladar, what are you saying? What do you want to do? Oh, entangle.
yeah. Like
Okay.
a 20-foot square of each other,
Sure,
eventually. Can I
yeah.
wait for, like,
You know what? I'll say you can get both of them. They pass each other. Hold on. Don't throw it down because I'll throw down where they pass each other. One right over here and one right over here. And that's as close as they're going to get if you want to hit that entangle.
Yeah, Straladon noticing that they are now in kind of like eye view, he just kind of like, with like reflex reaction, is to just like cast entangle as he just slams his
First one gets a nat 20 on the stage.
Fuck.
Okay. Second one is a 4.
Okay, so, yeah, the 22 passes and the 4 does not, so, you know.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm interrupting. It's just I'm not holding on at the moment, so I will be going. but
Yeah,
I
I
had a lot of
mean,
fun
I
today,
don't know when
Barkeep.
session is wrapping
Well,
up. So.
I was about to say they notice you.
No, I was expecting just
I'll say we'll end it here with these two like whites looking at you, murderous
Oh.
intent in their eyes. That's what we'll wrap up session.